Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Florida.
Miami. Some call it paradise. We call it home. And tonight, it's home to the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. We've got exotic getaways, unique player access, incredible items, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. And it's all for the kids. Every cent raised goes to South Florida youth. Oh, yeah, we got a ball game. Marlins and Cubs. Yes, this is home. Miami. The Marlins and the Cubs play Game 3 of a 3-game series split at a game apiece. And it is home to the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. We do it every year. The 4 girls are working hard. Lots of great experiences, items, getaways. Craig is manning the Ford big board as we speak. A very unique painting taking place during the game as well. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz along with Tommy Hunt. We get to do this once a year. It's baseball, and for the Marlins and us, it's an opportunity to raise funds for kids in South Florida. On the field, Tommy, an opportunity as well.
Yeah, it's a chance, Rich, to win a series, to take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. In order to do that, they're going to have to beat a guy who's been a good postseason pitcher, a guy who's been an all-star, John Lester.
So we've got a little something for everybody here tonight. If you like offense, Giancarlo Stanton. And Stanton was at it again last night.
You know what? We like to start with power, so we're going to give you a little Giancarlo power. The home run, his 16th of the year, a high fastball he took to the opposite field. 16 home runs, 45 RBIs. 8 of his last 13 hits have been home runs. Now, part of the auction is a Giancarlo sports memorabilia autographed Stanton painting. Joseph Gormley does a great job in putting this together, and also Big G participated in the painting.
Yes, Stanton spent about 20 minutes with Gormley. He painted part of this, and if you are to bid and win this item, you will meet and greet with Giancarlo Stanton, and he will personalize and autograph your painting. That's the offense. You like defense? The Marlins had a bunch of it last night, and I don't think a lot of people realize the type of year defensively D. Gordon is having.
You and I, Rich, have talked so much about D. Gordon and all the hits. He leads the National League in base hits. He leads the National League in batting average. How about his defense? He's made just 2 errors. He's covered an unbelievable amount of ground. Up the middle, going the other way. He's leading second baseman in All-Star voting. You want to see him, Cincinnati, start the All-Star game. How about enjoying a trip to the All-Star game? It's a great experience. Airfare for 2. You get 3 nights in a hotel. You get to participate in all the activities, the home run derby, the celebrity softball game, and also 2 camp shirts provided by Tommy Bahama. They are All-Star shirts. That's an All-Star package.
Hey, the bidding is open. There they are, working hard in the phone room, waiting for your bid. It's Marlins. It's Cubs. It's the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. Stanton portrait. Yeah, you know the music. You know the feel. It's the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. Get ready for some baseball and some fun. Let's go out to the big board, the little board, with Craig Minervini and the Ford girls. Craig?
All right, he's doing a great job over there. Joseph Gormley right to our right on the painting. We'll follow the progression all night long. Tell you about the board here. Nothing yet on the Ultimate Golf Experience, so get your bids in. That's a great one, but we want to focus in on the road trips here. First, the reverse road trip. Then we'll talk about the road trip with the Marlins. What's the reverse road trip? That's one where you come down here. Maybe you're a Met fan. It'll be a Mets-Marlins series on the reverse road trip. Come to Miami. See the Marlins face the Mets. You'll get a 3-night stay for 2. Maybe you're a fan in town. You could stay here and have a very short drive to the park. You'll get 2 Diamond Club tickets with a pregame dinner, 2 Clevelander tickets. You'll see the game from 3 different vantage points. The suite tickets for another game. Batting practice passes. You'll have a chance to throw out the first pitch. All you have to do is call a bid right now, 305-480-FISH, 3474. And right now we are at 700. Lala is on the board for the reverse road trip. What about the road trip with the Marlins? This is a great one. Have you ever been to Wrigley Field? If you haven't, if you have, jump aboard here. You'll enjoy a trip to see the Marlins face the Cubs. The holiday weekend in Chicago. Airfare, 3-night hotel stay, batting practice on the field at Wrigley. 2 tickets for all 3 games. Rooftop seat tickets as well. Dinner for 2 at Harry Carey's, and that's high-end food. They do a great job there. Holy cow! 305-480-3474. Get out to Wrigley and enjoy the Marlins on the road and see the new Wrigley Field with all the renovations on our Ford big board, though. So we have about $1,500 on the painting right now, and we're up to $1,000 on the All-Star Experience. We'll update you all the way through, and we'll talk about the mini board as well in the second inning. All right, so there you go, 305-480-3474. We got auction night. We got the ball game coming up. First pitch, Cubbies and the Fish. Look at that painting. Next, Fox Sports Florida.
Toyota, let's go places. By Florida Coast Equipment, Florida's largest Kubota dealer. Visit us at FloridaCoastEQ.com. And by AutoNation, save on over 70,000 vehicles now. Visit AutoNation.com. In Miami, the Marlins coming out. Cubs and Marlins have split the first 2 of a 3-gamer. Chance to win the series for both sides in this one. Speaking of sides, north side, Cubs. Their lineup brought to you by JM Lexus. Dexter Fowler's in center. Chris Bryant, the rookie sensation at third. Parkland's Anthony Rizzo has a couple doubles in this series. Junior Lakes in right. Starlin Castro at short. Chris Coughlin's in left field. David Ross behind the plate. John Lester, the pitcher, hits eighth. And Addison Russell will hit ninth.
Rich, Dan Herron has done everything this ball club has expected. You know, I'm talking to Chuck Hernandez, Marlins pitching coach, about Dan Herron. I said, what's impressed you? And he said, you know, really nothing, because we expected this from the veteran pitcher. Games that he hasn't picked up a win, he has kept his club in games. 7 innings, 4 hits, a couple of runs last time out against the Mets in New York. So Dan Herron goes for win number 6 tonight against the Cubs.
Marlins try to carry over from last night's 5-2 win. Dexter Fowler has opened both nights out with loud line drive hits. Pitch a penny brings you a breaking ball for a strike. And the first pitch of the night. Fowler, speedy center fielder. Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo to follow. Curveball changeup to open the night from Herron.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Fowler in this series, you mentioned the base hits. He came into this series 0 for 12.
Another breaking ball, and it's down low. For Dan Herron, his last 3 starts have been outstanding. Just 4 earned runs total in those 3 starts. And on this mound, in this ballpark, for Dan Jennings' Marlins, Herron 2-0, a 1.45 ERA. That's 5 starts at home. This is a pop-up. Prado's out and calling and catching. And so there's 1 out. There's Miami defensively.
Boy, defense has really been fun to watch in this series. Ichiro gets the start. He's in left field. Ozuna and Stanton filling out the outfield. Prado and Echeverria. D. Gordon, big numbers for Jeff Baker against John Lester. He's at first base, and JT Real Muto behind the plate.
Chris Bryant is back at third base. He's been second in the order in all 3 ball games. Cubs have made a few transactions in the last 24 hours. Bryant was in left field. Jonathan Herrera got the start yesterday. That's driven to right center. There's a lot of room out there. It may have been out of Wrigley, but it stays here at Marlins Park, and Ozuna makes the catch.
Yeah, I think the Cubs are getting introduced to Marlins Park in this 3-game series. Another couple of looks by Chris Bryant out to right center.
Here is Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo really has grown into a complete player. And of course, local fans know him from his exploits at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, being drafted by the Boston Red Sox and traded to the San Diego Padres, and then traded to the Cubs. Goes after the first pitch, pops it up. Echeverria is there. Dan Herron, a 7-pitch inning, and this ball game and this fantasy auction is underway. Hey, John Lester, thanks for the donation. He takes the mound next. pitches to get through that first. And Miami's lineup tonight against John Lester looks like this. JM Lexus brings it to you. D. Gordon, 367, leading baseball in hitting. Our team Prado, Giancarlo Stanton, Jeff Baker, as Tommy pointed out, really nice numbers against John Lester. Marcelo Zuna in center. Ichiro's had success against Lester. JT Real Muto, the catcher. Danny Echeverria hits 8th. He had a big RBI double last night. And Dan Herron slotted 9th.
Yeah, the 31-year-old left-hander is a guy that when you watch his stuff, you're not overly impressed. But a lot of cut fastballs, and he just manages to get the job done. 7 innings or more, 5 of his last 6 starts.
Lester misses down low to D. Gordon. Gordon, Prado, and Giancarlo Stanton. One of the things the Marlins know, if you can get on base, you can steal second against Lester. And Gordon pops up a bunt. Lester there to capture it and get the first out.
Now let's see what Joe Madden has in store with his defense in this one tonight. Chris Coughlin back in the lineup. He's in left field. Dexter Fowler, Junior Lake, the right fielder. Chris Bryant, Starlin Castro, Addison Russell, Anthony Rizzo around the infield. And for the first time this year, David Ross back-to-back starts. He's handled Lester all year.
Joe Madden in his first year with the Cubs has the Cubs above 500 at 27 and 23. And here is Prado. Small sample size theater, but Prado is 5 for 7 against John Lester. And a strike. James Hoy calling balls and strikes with John Hirschbeck, Bill Welke, and Sam Holbrook out on the bases.
That looked like that cutter that Lester likes to use. Coming off a really good month of May, too.
Breaking ball. Prado pops it shallow left. Castro out, squares himself, and makes the catch.
From a cutter to a changeup, and he gets a couple of outs. See the scouting report on John Lester. Good command, cutters to right-handers, the curve, the changeup in that 70-mile-per-hour range. This guy's been a good pitcher. 120 career wins, 70 losses.
Now Stanton. Fastball clobbers it, but Bryant gets the glove down and gets Stanton at first. I'll see your 7-pitch inning, says John Lester. How about a 6-pitch first from the Chicago lefty? Yeah. Look at the table and some of the items and the descriptions of the items. Some of the items we can't put on the table. We can't physically put Ichiro out there on the table, or Giancarlo.
That's because he's playing left field tonight.
Yeah, but it's coming. Let's go out to Craig in front of the Ford big board. Craig?
Well, yes, we have the Ford models with us. We have the energy team with us, and very important to have the right knee angle there. Is that right? When you're doing this, I guess. All right, let's take a look at the board. Everything's on the board so far in terms of bids. Our lowest bid, 700. Talk about the Sandals Resort Getaway. Hey, pack your bags to the Caribbean. That's right. 4 days, 3 nights, 2 adults, Sandals Resort. You can pick any one of these 5 sandal properties, Jamaica, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, or the Bahamas. And you also will have some luggage to take with you. As we say, oh, nice play by Martin Prado. He got him. Good play.
I think a replay's coming up.
Maybe challenge there, but do want to mention Tommy Bahama luggage and his and her travel packs as well. We'll see if they'll be traveling off to New York here in just a second.
Here's our first look. Back of glove. Just beat him. Looks like it just beat him.
Well, what a terrific play by Martin Prado. We talked about the club's defense. It's been that way all year. And I think they did just get Junior Lake.
Junior Lake in the cleanup spot. Jorge Soler, the ankle has taken him not only out of the lineup, but onto the disabled list. And here's STARLIN Castro.
Yeah, the Cubs making that announcement today. Remember, Mike Baxter, he never left town. He was activated again.
Castro blasted a home run in the first game of the series. He's at short in the 5 spot. Chris Coughlin coming up. There's Baxter. Baxter, is that you? It is. 1-1. And Castro takes out Dan Herron. A 7-pitch first inning. John Lester a 6-pitch first inning. Herron didn't like the call, thought he got the black. Goes out even further, and it's 3-1. This is really a battle of 2 aces, isn't it? I mean, John Lester is the Cubs' ace, and Dan Herron has been Miami's ace the first 2+ months.
And guys who certainly are not overpowering. Lester throws a little harder than Dan Herron. He'll get it in the low 90s. Cuts the ball. We see cutters from Dan Herron.
Into center. Ozuna is there. All right, we interrupted Craig in mid-cruise, I think.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, what you got out there, Craig?
This was the Sandals Resort getaway we were talking about, and we got a bid. The high bid now is $1,200 from John, and that's the trip again where you get any one of the 5 Sandals spots, either Jamaica, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, or Bahamas. You pick it, and we'll give you some. And this luggage is right over here. It's amazing. Tommy Bahama luggage, his and her travel packs. Call to bid now is $1,200. We also are up to $3,000 on the road trip with the Marlins. That's the Wrigley Field trip.
Wow.
And the golf came out of nowhere, Tommy, $1,200. So
beautiful.
This is a quick start for us here this year.
Craig, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
After this pitch, here's Chris Coughlin. Coughlin, former Marlin, second start of the series. I need a place to go for the All-Star break. Put me down for $1,500.
Okay.
For the Sandals Resort.
For the Sandals Resort. Okay. And we're going to tell Gabby here.
Be a great family time for you.
$1,500 for Rich. Yes, just put Rich W.
Nicely done. D. Gordon to first. Dan Herron is cruising right now. Herron, Lester, Doolin. And a scoreless game. There you go, $1,500. Right, a ball game and a fantasy auction. Let's check in with Jessica Blaylock.
All right, thanks so much, Rich. I'm joined by Miami Marlins team president David Sampson. This is Tony Lorenzo. He's the chairman for the Kiwanis Club of Little Havana. And you take a look at this big check. $100,000 total have been donated by the Marlins so far to this organization. A $20,000 check tonight. Where does this $20,000 go from tonight?
Well, these funds go directly to our kids. We've been able to attract over 25,000 kids that we provided with literacy, with our book bags and equipment for them to be the future leaders of our community.
Who specifically benefits from the back-to-school distribution program?
All the kids that are underprivileged within our community. I mean, partnering up with the Marlins is so beneficial. This brings the educational program to a different level with our partnership, and we're able to give these kids the future education and the equipment to be our future leaders.
And David, how would you describe the relationship that the Marlins have with this organization?
It's outstanding. We've worked with the Kiwanis Club of Little Havana for 5 years, and it's our pleasure because you've got great individuals volunteering. It's such a worthy cause, and doing $20,000 this year, $100,000 overall. We love to be a part of this community. Little Havana is where we want to be.
All right, thanks so much. And keep those bids coming in for all of these amazing items in our fantasy auction. Rich, Tommy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jessica, and thank you to the Kiwanis Club of Little Havana.
That's good stuff.
Here's Jeff Baker. Baker usually gets a start now against lefties. Marlins haven't seen a lot of lefties lately, but Baker has seen this lefty.
Yeah, he has. 7 for 11. How about that?
Marcell Ozuna and Ichiro due up as well.
That 7 for 11 is a convenient average.
Yes, it is. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. John Lester on Jeff Baker. I think he's hit every one of my pitches. That's what makes this game so cool. Platoon players, you get a Hall of Famer out every time. Not to knock Jeff Baker, he's not a Hall of Famer. And he's been a very good hitter in the big leagues, but this time John Lester zips a fastball in and gets Baker. It was a strike.
And Jeff Baker, of course, spent time with the Chicago Cubs 2009, 10, 11, and 12. So, and also has faced, as you saw, John Lester a lot. But that was just a perfect pitch.
Baker's Rockies faced Lester's Red Sox in the 2007 World Series. Here's Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna takes. Ozuna had the big hit of the night last night. The Marlins had bases loaded, nobody out, and couldn't score until there were 2 outs and Ozuna at the plate, and he drilled one into right center for a 3-run double.
They can see how Lester just keeps pounding the strike zone, and quickly to both hitters has thrown a lot of strikes. 3-time All-Star, 4th in the Cy Young voting a couple of times.
And not only a very wealthy man, he just signed a 6-year, $155 million contract, but in 3 World Series starts,
money.
3-0, 0.43 ERA. He's won all 3 of those starts. One in that series against the Rockies in 07, and then in 2013, Boston winning again.
Well, even in postseason altogether, when he's lost, he's 6-4 in postseason, but an ERA at 2.57.
And Ozuna swings and misses on a 3-1 pitch, and it's 3-2. And Lester can do a little of everything to the baseball. He can cut it, he can spin it, he can fade it. That's right back at him into center field. Talk about squaring a ball up. Ozuna is aboard. The Grant Thornton mini board is open for business. Craig Minervini, what you got?
Yes, you do. You're right, Rich, and we've got some bids already, including the very interesting Ichiro package. We're at $450 for Ichiro as he comes up to the plate. The pitching experience and the hitting experience also yet to get a hit on. How about the Ichiro package, though? You'll get an autographed Ichiro bat, and tonight, after this game, he will literally take off the jersey he's wearing, and he's starting tonight, so you may get some Major League dirt on there, too. from tonight's game, and he will sign it and give you that jersey right there with the Miami across it that he's wearing. Obviously a future Hall of Famer. So this is a priceless piece right here. Ichiro package at $4.50 right now from Adam Folders. The pitching experience, 30-minute lesson from A.J. Ramos and Reed Cornelius, along with passes to watch games, and the hitting experience, a neat one too, guys, because you'll get a 30-minute lesson with Lenny Harris and a Marlins player, along with 4 passes for BP and 4 clubhouse tickets.
All right, good stuff. Ichiro flips one to left field. Coughlin racing over, dives, can't get it. It's off his glove. It's a fair ball. Ozuna stops at second. Ichiro has a base hit.
And the price of that jersey just going up with that base hit. Because Chris Coughlin made this attempt and is still in fair territory, the ball pops out. There you see the foul line right there. It's a base hit for Ichiro. And as I was watching Coughlin, probably not as shallow and over toward the line as we've seen a lot of left fielders play. Now, if you're Marcell Ozuna, you got to wait because he could catch this ball and you don't want to get doubled off. So he has to wait and just able to get to second base.
And Coughlin close enough at that point that Ozuna didn't want to try third base. So Ichiro's at first, Ozuna is out at second, and here is JT Realmuto. Couple hits in the series. Realmuto against Lester. Breaking ball for a strike. By the way, if you're watching at home and you want to participate and follow along in terms of the auction items, go to marlins.com/fantasy. There it is, right above the score. Marlins.com/fantasy. It gives you a detailed look at all of the big board and mini board items. Fastball misses in, and there's the number to call: 480-FISH. 305-480-FISH. Lots of operators to take your calls. You can also bid if you're in the ballpark and watching on television. Many of you are in the suites and around. You can head out to center field and bid live in center field as well. Realmuto takes a shot at that right side. Counts 1-2. Hitting with runners in scoring position has been a chore for Miami in the month of May and into early June. Realmuto asking for time.
Yeah, he saw Lester out there. Long pause. Looked at second base. And you get locked up as a hitter and you ask for time. You hope you get it.
Way out in front is Realmuto. Pulls that one into the seats.
I remember John Lester last July was traded from the Red Sox with Johnny Gomes to the Oakland A's for Yoenis Cespedes.
Lester has donated a jersey to the Cubs memorabilia package on the little board. If you're a Cub fan and you want to participate, a John Lester autographed jersey, an Anthony Rizzo autographed jersey, and some really cool Cub Tommy Bahama stuff. See that camp shirt? There are 2 of those Cub camp shirts, as well as 2 quarter zip Cubs sweatshirts from our friends at Tommy Bahama.
Yeah, not to mention the road trip on the big board to Chicago.
Yeah, so there's something for everybody here. There's your mini board items. The Cubs memorabilia is number 1. That Ichiro package, the bat and the jersey, that is going to go for a lot of money, and we invite you to bid now. 2-2 now to Realmuto. Breaking ball and a nice take, and the count full now at 3-2.
That's exactly right. Sometimes you can really pick up things from a hitter as to how they take pitches, and that was a good take. A lot of hitters swing at that pitch.
Counts full, 1 out. You got good speed on the bases. Not running. Hammer Hammered to left. That's a base hit. Ozuna around third, headed home. Ichiro around second, headed to third. Real Muto headed to second, and everybody gets where they're going. And the Marlins have a 1-0 lead. Everybody advancing the extra base. Ozuna scoring. Ichiro motored to third, and Real Muto never stops.
And Rich, that's a good thing, to always get where you're going. Great at bat by JT Real Muto, and I think it started with the pitch before that he took for ball 3. Hammers that ball down the left field line, gets himself 2 bases. Everybody moves up. Ozuna scores. Ichiro goes first to third. Great job by JT Real Muto.
Now Echeverria, who drove in a run last night with a double. For Real Muto, his 7th double. He's at second, Ichiro at third. Corners in, middle infield back with 1 out. And Echeverria fouls it. Echeverria having a really nice offensive year. 10 doubles to go with that .301 average. And he's done almost all his heavy lifting from the 8th spot in the order. Up the middle. Backhanded there by Russell. The run scores, and it's 2-0. And an infield hit for Echeverria.
A little more damage. No play at all for Addison Russell. He did the right thing by hanging on. Ichiro comes in to score. Another RBI for Echeverria. 22 on the year for him. And for Etch, a 4-game hitting streak now.
Echeverria, outstanding speed. He's down the line quickly. Now an interesting spot here. First and third, 1 out. You've got Heron, the pitcher, up. Heron good with the bat. You can see his career average is over 200.
So I'm pinch hit the other night.
As well, you might see Echeverria leave from first. Remember, the issues that Lester has had this year is throwing to first. And you've got a runner at third and a runner at first. And 1 out.
John Lester had a period from 2013 to this year where he did not throw to a base, did not even attempt a pickoff. He's attempted a couple this year. He just doesn't like throwing to the bases. Now, talking to Perry Hill about that, it carries over into his fielding. If you're bunting, the hitters have all been told, just go ahead and drop it back toward the mound, make Lester field it, because he probably won't try to get the lead runner. He'll just get the easy out at first.
Joe Madden is coming out. Now this is interesting. Joe Madden is one of the pioneers of the first and third bunt play. He really brought it into vogue in St. Pete with the Rays. And in this spot with Heron up, the corners were crashing. And as Chris Bryant came to the plate, JT Real Muto was step for step with him, to the point where, as Bryant was about 60 feet from the plate when the pitch arrived, so was Real Muto. So if anybody knows how to defend this play, it's Madden. Watch Real Muto shadow him right in.
That's what you're always told to do as a runner.
Heron can handle the bat in terms of swinging it or bunting.
Yeah, there's some options with Dan Heron up there.
Heron squares. Pops the bunt up. That's not one of the options. And at the very least, the Marlins didn't pop into a double play. There are 2 outs, and here comes Gordon.
Well, and that's not a good attempt. Dan Heron's a much better bunter than he showed there, but a good job by the runners to not get doubled off.
So now it's Gordon, and the Cubs know that Gordon, even with 2 outs, is a threat to bunt. And maybe with Gordon up, this increases the likelihood that Echeverria is running. Not running, and Gordon takes ball 1.
Well, David Ross, of course, who's doing the catching, caught John Lester in Boston. So they are very familiar with each other, and that's why he's been back there this year when Lester pitches.
2 runs across.
Gordon fights it off, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, with 2 strikes now, or with 1-1 count, you really think that at first base, Echeverria's got to take off. And what you do, you get a decent lead. You don't have to go crazy, but as soon as Lester moves, then you take off. You force a little action. You force David Ross to do something behind the plate.
Slow breaking ball and a slow roller out to short. Castro across the diamond. That's close.
Wow.
He's called out. Marlins may look at it. Castro really didn't hurry it to first, but D. Gordon certainly hustled down the line. Gordon's not budging. We won't either. We'll hang in there and watch the replay. Back of the glove. Oh, that's close. Now, the fact that he's called out, you need.
Look at the stretch by Rizzo. He does everything he can that a first baseman needs to do there, to stretch out, get the glove up.
I think he's on before it's in the back of the glove.
Yeah, that's another reason, Rich, why I thought Echeverria should be running, because it gives Castro, it takes away any option of him getting it out at second base.
Now, this is a gamble for the Marlins, certainly. It's early in the game, and there needs to be clear evidence to overturn the call. So the umpiring crew, now, you weigh that, Tommy, with the fact that it's a run.
It's a run, yeah, and I think that's why you challenge. So Dan Jennings putting up the challenge. The umpires are going to check in with command center in New York.
Back of the glove, foot is down.
The crowd, seeing it on the giant scoreboard, they're reacting, and they're not agreeing with the out call.
Now, there's a lot of Cub fans here, so it should be noted that the fans that just reacted were Marlin fans.
Could be Cub fans. That's right, yeah. So we're not sure.
You would think Starlin Castro, the next time he gets a ground ball from D. Gordon, will hustle it up. He's safe. And that's a run.
That's a great challenge. Dan Jennings, you get the run. And how about the speed of D. Gordon?
Well, you give Pat Shine an awful lot of credit. He is one of the Marlin coaches, and he's the guy in the video room that decides, is there enough to overturn it? And he's under a gun. He's got 40 seconds to decide. He decided it was worth the challenge. And D. Gordon's hustle and maybe a little lackadaisical play by Starlin Castro, Miami has a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, Castro may have had a play at second base on Echeverria. Here's the play again of Starlin Castro at full speed. Has to move a little bit in the hole. Underestimates the speedy D. Gordon.
It goes as a base hit. Now, Lester, by rule, can throw a few warm-up tosses here because of the delay in the review. And here's Martin Prado. Echeverria's at second. Gordon now at first. And Prado against Lester. So the Marlins have 3 on the board against Lester. JT Realmuto, Danny Echeverria, and D. Gordon, all with RBI hits.
It's a great opportunity, and the Marlins are certainly taking advantage of it. When you have an opportunity against a quality pitcher like a John Lester, you hate to let those slide by, and the Marlins have taken really good advantage with 5 hits here in this inning.
That's a perfect pitch from Lester, isn't it? A little movement to it, right on that outside black. And just got a piece of the corner. Remember his 6th pitch first inning? This is a 30-pitch second inning. Ross shifts outside. Lester bounces it up. Five hits in the inning to go with the 3 runs. And a pitch that misses outside. Lester out of Tacoma, Washington. His pitching coach had some very impactful years right up the road in the Kingdome as a Seattle Mariner. Hot over right field, a base hit. And here comes Echeverria. It's kicked in right by Lake. Gordon to third, and it's 4-0.
Boy, we've seen some great at-bats in this inning. The one by JT Real Muto. How about this one by Martin Prado? Pitch off the plate, actually. Wasn't even in the strike zone. Prado drills it the other way. I don't think an error. Yeah, an error will be charged to Junior Lake, I guess, to allow D. Gordon the third. I think he would have made it anyway. And Echeverria would have scored.
Now Stanton, who bounced to third his first time up. Lester with a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. 4 runs, 6 hits for Miami. One big challenge at first has opened the door a little bit wider, and Miami has added 2 runs since. Stanton pulls it. Bryant gets the out. And the Marlins break through against John Lester. It's 4-0.
That's a big board item. We're going to talk, though, mini board item, and we're going to talk about the batting practice experience, which is at 6:50 now. Bobby B's on the board, but this guy here, we want to thank for the last couple of years. Tom Zor is a great Marlins fan, and he has won this the last 2 years, the favorite uncle of the family, and you've converted Chicago fans to Marlins fans all in one.
That's right.
Tell me about it.
The entire Zor family, Law family are now Marlins fans, reformed Cubs fans. And every year they're looking forward to a Marlins experience, so the pressure's on me tonight.
Now, the nephews still live in Chicago. Is that correct?
Yes, they do.
And how about this? Was it first day of school? One of the nephews went back to school. How'd he do it?
Full Marlins attire in Chicago. That's one brave boy, my nephew Colin.
Good thing it was the new unis and not the old Florida Marlin uniforms. Why did you bid on it? What did you get out of it? What do the nephews like about it?
Well, the Marlins Foundation does such great work in the community. I think if many people in Miami realize what good work the Marlins Foundation did, they'd be even more proud to be affiliated with the Marlins organization. They help the community in a number of ways, and so this is a great thing to get behind, and please start bidding, because I know I will be.
There's a shot of you from last year. Mike Redmond worked with you for a couple of years. You'll be the Marlin coach, throwing batting practice to your group, which is real neat. It's a batting practice for 4, and we'll give you some other details. You'll get a batting practice uniform as well, along with a chance to be in an official team photo, and you'll get, of course, 4 clubhouse tickets to a regular season game this year. But you'll literally get to go on the field here at Marlins Park and hit BP. Who is the big hitter in the family?
That would be my nephew Colin.
Flirt with the wall at all, or the warning track?
He hit it 3 times further than I did.
Which means what?
means he's got skills.
All right, Tom.
And I don't.
Well, you do have skills because you've been bidding on a nice catch there, and we thank you for that. And we'll see if you can get up on the board again this year. The numbers are going quick this year. Again, we're at 650 right now from Bobby B, but Mr. Zor says you're going to see his name up here in a little bit, guys.
Hey, Craig, Grant Thornton mini board. The Ichiro, what's the Ichiro at 950?
Ichiro at 950 from Kevin.
Kevin, there's no way he's going to get it, so get in now. It's an Ichiro bat. There aren't many of those around. He's going to autograph one of his own personal models, and then he's autographing the jersey that he's wearing out in left field. There it is, and you'll have that authenticated. He'll sign it after the ball game. So 950 is a pittance for that. Into center field, a base hit for Addison Russell. Here is the Ichiro package. Ichiro is such a unique player, a certain Hall of Famer. The autographed Ichiro bat is unique, and a Marlins game-used Ichiro jersey from tonight's game. You can bid at 305-480-3474. 305-480-3474. That is Grant Thornton mini board item number 5. And go to marlins.com/fantasy for a roster of the Grant Thornton mini board and the Ford big board. Dexter Fowler up. Chopper to second. Underhand flip. Dan Herron, 8 pitches. Now that is a shutdown inning.
The reverse road trip. Mets are coming here, so if you're a Marlins fan, you got a weekend in Miami. A Met fan, come on down. That's a fun package. How about the Stanton painting? It's up to $2,500 from Jay Trotter. That is an incredible replication. In fact, Joe Gormley is painting it right over to our right of the Sports Illustrated cover. And we're at $1,100, and that'll go way up on the Miami Sports Bucket List. This will get you great tickets to each and every big sporting event, every team in town, and that's the Sports Bucket List. So we got a great list. We'll go over them throughout the show, guys. Let's get back to you. Good start for the Fish offense here tonight, too.
You got that right. Nice work out there, Craig Minervini. Jeff Baker is up right now. John Lester throws a strike. Alfredo Mesa joins us now. Alfredo is the head of the Marlins Foundation, our partners in this event with Fox Sports Florida. Baker, a little tapper. Bryant's throw got him by half a step. This is a special night for us at Fox Sports Florida. And Alfie, I know for you with the Marlins Foundation, this is a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's a special night. It's a tradition thanks to Fox Sports and you, Rich, and Tommy. This is our 10th anniversary. With your leadership, and this partnership has truly meant that kids in this community have someone to look up to, have an organization like the Miami Marlins, the Marlins Foundation, to see that they're at their side. And tonight, all the money raises for education. What better cause for the children in this community to raise money for than for education?
And I think a lot of fans want to know if they do donate. We've already sold out of the pledge packs. Thank you to everybody that did that. The money goes to kids in South Florida. Education. Name some of the organizations that are the biggest benefactors.
Certainly. Education is a pillar of the Marlins Foundation. We know that in this community, the need is great. So the Marlins Foundation invests in the work of many organizations. Just tonight you saw a $20,000 contribution to the Kiwanis Club of Little Havana. that goes for school supplies in this neighborhood. We have partner schools in this very neighborhood, schools that rely on the Marlins Foundation for many, many services. But the scholarships is what we want our fans tonight to focus on, and to know that every dollar raised goes to young boys and girls who can have a future thanks to the contributions from tonight and our commitment to their education.
And the Marlins usually win on fantasy auction night, right?
No doubt, no doubt. That's exactly part of the tradition that we're looking forward to tonight.
Well, a 4-0 lead's not a bad start. Marcell Ozuna had a base hit his last time up, then he walks here against John Lester. This is a scholarship check for $5,000.
There you go.
One of many. Mentoring program.
That was a great event this year, Taste of Miami. I want to take this opportunity to thank the staff of the Marlins Foundation, its director, Alan Alvarez, and everybody who tonight is taking calls, Angela Smith, the entire staff of the Community Outreach Department and the Marlins Foundation, who works so hard. This entire company has a commitment to corporate social responsibility, and that's what makes this night special, that everyone has their heart in the future of the kids of South Florida.
Sarah Garcia in her first
Sarah
auction
Garcia, absolutely.
action, so to speak. Now, Ichiro's at the plate. One of the things that a long-standing tradition for us at Fox Florida, and it's continued this year, we get great cooperation from Marlin players. Ichiro with his autographed bat and his jersey. Giancarlo Stanton with his time for the Joseph Gormley painting.
That's important for us to highlight tonight. The work of the Marlins Foundation is made possible because of our players. It's the players who fund the foundation mostly. You have players like Giancarlo Stanton, Mike Dunn, D. Gordon, Hedge, Martin Prado, all of them in small ways and big ways and direct ways do incredible work, not only with resources and their contributions to the foundation, but they also visit schools. Just this week and last week, Martin Prado at Shenandoah. You have Mike Dunn bringing veterans out every week. You have D. Gordon, who is focusing on helping families who are victims of domestic violence. You have a Daney who helps Boys and Girls Clubs. It's our players that really make the Marlins Foundation what it is today.
Ichiro had a hit his first time up. Echeverria's on deck. And a swing and a miss. The count is 2-2.
Watching that swing, Alfie, I think that's a great point that a lot of fans, I know people that I talk to, they just don't realize the involvement that players have.
Absolutely. Just, Ichiro at Kensington Park Elementary, just last week, it's really the players who make the Marlins Foundation work. And I want to tell you before, we end tonight, the two of you and Fox Sports, what you do with the fantasy auction in partnership with the Marlins Foundation really improves the lives of kids. And I want to thank you not only on behalf of my colleagues at the Marlins Foundation, but every front office employee. Thank you for this great tradition, and quite frankly, on behalf of those who benefit, names of kids that you'll never meet. Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate that. But we have so much fun. I mean, it's a unique thing. It's a major league telecast. It's a charity auction. It's a chance to have a lot of fun. Our producer John Sulzer, director Gary Nicholas, the guys in the truck, Ken Lee, everyone works hard, and it's a big night for us. It's a chance to party a little bit too.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it's a lot of fun.
And we have Craig Minervini out there.
We have Craig Minervini out there. Yeah, big shout out to all the fans that are out there at the Budweiser Bowtie Bar bidding. Keep the bids coming in. Every dollar raised goes to the education in South Florida.
With the runner on the move, Ichiro sends one out to center field, and it's caught there by Dexter Fowler. And so Marcell Ozuna back to first. JT Real Muto coming up. There is the Ford girls in action. Craig Minervini is the master of ceremonies out there. Jessica has visited the set, it looks like. It's the Ford, our sponsors this year, the Ford Big Board and the Grant Thornton Mini Board. And the set is really cool. Now, one of the unique things is you at home can bid and fans in the ballpark can bid. All they have to do is wander out to center field, or they can just pick up their cell phone and call that number and go ahead and bid on all the items. What's your favorite item?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
I got to tell you, Joseph Gormley, the artist who's painting the Giancarlo Stanton painting tonight. Folks, that's a once in a lifetime. Joseph Gormley is a major talent, and if you haven't seen what he's painting tonight, tune in and make your bids and take that home.
People love memorabilia that is a one-of-a-kind thing, and that is a one-of-a-kind. The other thing, if you've ever met and talked to Joseph Gormley, you know how dedicated he is in putting this together.
He's something else. He has a passion for
Yes.
giving back, and his painting really is a labor of love, and he wants his painting to go to charity and to kids.
0-2 pitch coming to Real Muto. Ozuna at first.
Oh no, did he go?
Ball in the dirt, no swing. The Joseph Gormley portrait of Giancarlo Stanton, and it's a likeness of the Sports Illustrated cover. It's at $3,000 right now. Stanton actually took about 20 minutes worth of painting lessons from Gormley and has actively participated.
Yeah, he brushed it a little
Yes,
bit.
he did.
Correct. That's correct.
He worked on it. Count 1-2. 4-0. Miami on top. There are the tools of Joseph Gormley's trade. Last year, that Jose Fernandez portrait was just spectacular. It wound up going for, I believe, $8,000.
That's correct. That's correct. And I got to tell you, I want to thank all of the donors and supporters of the Marlins Foundation. All those fans and donors out there. Thank you for always being at the Marlins Foundation.
Running is Ozuna. Castro on to first. Alfredo Mesa, thank you. And you know what? It's nice having you on because you remember everybody to thank that we forget.
It's important. They're the ones that make this happen. And thanks,
you. Alfie.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Tom.
Hey,
Thank you.
drama at the big board. We'll check in when we get back. Mustang out in center field has made its way close to the set. South Florida Ford dealers, very generous sponsor of ours for the event. Chris Bryant's in the box, ready to go. He takes a strike from Dan Herron. If you're just joining us, Miami has a 4-0 lead over the Chicago Cubs, trying to win this series. Dan Herron has given up just one hit. Swing and a miss by Bryant. Addison Russell with a single in the third.
Talk to those around the Cubs about this highly touted young player. And anytime a young player arrives with all the things that have been said about him, you wonder which direction he's going to go. But talking to the Cubs people, this guy has handled it tremendously. He's got a great work ethic. He's willing to learn, puts in his time, puts in an effort.
Count is 0-2. Pitches in the dirt. There's some news in baseball that has broken. Trade between Seattle and Arizona. Arizona has sent Mark Trumbo and a left-handed pitcher, that's down low, Vidal Nuno, to Seattle in exchange for catcher Wellington Castillo. Right-handed pitcher Dominic Leone and a pair of minor leaguers. The Diamondbacks have been in desperate need of catching help. Tuffy Gosewich hurt his knee. That actually opened the door for Jared Saltalamacchia to come up for AAA. That door may close again now with the acquisition of Wellington Castillo by the Diamondbacks. 2-2 pitch. This is an interesting matchup. You've got the young slugger in Chris Bryant and the veteran in Dan Herron.
Yeah, you don't see young sluggers too often with an on-base percentage near 390.
Look at that, 85 miles an hour, and he got the fastball by him. Let's check in with Craig Minervini. Craig.
All right, we've got 8, of course, items on the Ford big board here, and the Marlins man is taking over here. He has got 5 of them now. The 2 trips, all his, right now, as we stand, and he also has the broadcaster experience, the MLB All-Star experience, and the sports bucket list. You see here 5 of the 8, and come on in, the most famous Marlins fan of them all. Here he is, our pal, Lawrence Levy. You're on the board, 5 out of 8. Not too bad there.
Yeah, but I'm going to increase it. Ready?
More?
Yeah, more.
All right, Gabby, come on in.
We want to go to $2,500 on the Sandals Resorts Getaway.
6 of 8. Check your program.
He's killing me on that.
And on the golf experience, we want to go to $2,000.
I like that.
I did my homework.
2,000 on the golf experience. Let somebody else play the game here, Marlins man.
I'll watch the game for a while, and I'll see how it's doing. And if they outbid me, and it's a great foundation. I've been doing it every year since the beginning, and I love doing this, and it's great.
You did it when no one knew who you were. Now he's big, and he's still involved.
Nobody knew who I was when I started doing it. Now I'm still doing it, and I'm not going to stop.
Okay, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence Levy. And the Marlins man, who will be, I'm sure, at the Belmont coming up.
Belmont, and I'm also going to the NBA Finals in Cleveland.
Sick man, Lawrence.
Too much time, right?
Did you guys see this shot?
People say, why do I do this? This means Miami Marlins, okay? And that's what we do when there's a good play.
The shot, when I saw the shot of the horse winning the Preakness, was it Farrow? The Farrow?
Yeah.
And you're in the background. I said, you got to be kidding.
This, too. I'm doing Marlins, like from Miami Marlins.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, all right.
Good job.
This is a good foundation. I love it.
You got 7 out of 8. Did you guys see that shot, by the way? I'm literally right at the finish line.
I think Craig in the next race, he's actually riding one of the horses.
I think so. I pity the horse. Take it away.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. Last one into the gap left center. Ichiro after it. Ozuna, and it falls between them. Rizzo around first on his way to second, and he's in there with a double. The Cubs have a runner in scoring position here in the 4th. It looked like a little bit of apprehension from both Ichiro and from Ozuna.
Yeah, I think it's one of these balls that neither knows which one has a chance. It's slicing away from Ozuna. He takes a peek, and then he sees Ichiro peel away. I don't think Marcel could have gotten it either. Either way, Rizzo gets himself a 2-base hit and has an 8-game hitting streak. Rich, I think one of the things that Alfredo Mesa said that really hits this thing right on the head is all the people that have donated the items that fans are bidding on.
It is truly an event that is a cooperation of a lot of people, and that's what has made it so much fun to work on. Is every year we sit down, we look at what has worked and what hasn't, we try to fix it, change it, make it better. In over 10 years, we've come an awful long ways.
We tweaked the golf experience a little bit. I'm really pleased that the folks up at Jupiter Country Club providing lunch, foursome. We'll have fun. But part of that experience is coming out to a spring training game in the morning. I'll meet you in the parking lot, and we'll go out, watch BP, and then go have some nice golf. It's kind of what I do in spring training, actually.
That's right. Batting practice, check-in at spring training, and then by the 5th inning, when all the regulars are out, Tommy is up on the tee box. $2,000 right now. I can't believe he went after the Sandals getaway. I thought I was in the running there.
He's killing you.
He is killing me. Count full, 3-2. Junior Lake. You got Starlin, Castro on deck. And strike 3 called. Lake didn't like it. James Hoy rings him up. And Herron gets a nice strikeout. Tommy, the bucket list isn't getting much love, so let's give it some love.
Yeah, give the bucket list some love.
First thing, you get to ride in the brand new Goodyear blimp. You'll be one of the first up in the new Goodyear blimp. You can glide over Miami, and then you can ride into see the Heat with some great seats. How about the Panthers down by the ice? Dolphins. They have renovated that football stadium. Marlins, sit in the Diamond Club. Why not? All you can eat, all you can drink, all you can watch. Hurricanes as well. 2 Hurricane tickets, 2 tickets to the Miami Beach Bowl. It's big board item number 8 on the Ford big board. STARLIN CASTRO in the box. Anthony Rizzo's at second. Fastball misses inside from Dan Herron.
Tell you what, if you're a South Florida sports fan, there isn't anything better than that. The 1-out double by Rizzo has made Dan Herron work a little bit here in this inning. But you see the way he works. 87-mile-an-hour fastball in. Yeah, may have clipped him.
It has. STARLIN CASTRO is on his way down to first. Yeah, right in the leg.
But that back leg.
Hey, Craig, are you out there by the big board, by the way?
Yes, sir.
Question for you. Is there room, if there's a rumor there might be a special add-on, do you have a spot where we might be able to add it? Or in the next...
if you're going to add something, you mean?
Yeah, in the next inning or two, scout out a spot where we might be able to add something.
All right. I think I'm looking maybe sports bucket list, but that's loaded to begin with. But they all are.
Oh, this is going to be a separate item, I think.
Oh, a separate item.
Just the one, Rich, that might have HOF involved.
Yeah, we're working on that.
All right.
Ooh.
All right.
We're working on that. Chris Coughlin's up. Counts 0-1. Cubs with runners first and second. Big moment for Dan Herron, or the most stressful moment of the night for Dan Herron. He cruised through the first 3 innings. Coughlin pulls it on the ground. Baker off to get it. Takes it himself. Steps on the bag. And Herron's out of trouble in the 4th. Ford big board. Grant Thornton little board. There they are. Those are the numbers. Keep it going, kids. Checkers. Get Checkers authentic Philly cheesesteak. Try the new meatball sub. Pick yours. And by Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Price, service, selection. You're gonna love us. It's the Ford Mustang. Look at that out there in center field. Beautiful. I got to admit, Tommy, I actually opened the door and slid into the leather seats.
You just wanted to see how it felt, didn't you?
I did. Ford is back as one of our sponsors. Greg Snowden joins us now. Head Cheese, South Florida Ford.
Thanks for stopping by, Greg.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
All right.
Well, the thanks to Greg starts with probably 7 years ago when we were just starting out with this fantasy auction. You were one of the first major sponsors I was able to convince to join in, and it's great to have you back.
Yeah, we're proud to be back. We are committed to Marlins baseball. This is our 7th year as a partner of the team and a sponsor of the team, and we're involved with a lot of the professional sports teams here in South Florida, but we also like to partner with their foundations because we know that the dollars stay local, and we see programs like you guys have put together where the dollars go right back into education and to help funds like that and programs here in South Florida, and we see the smiles on the kids' faces and things like that directly as a result of that. So we're proud to be back. It's an exciting night, and we hope to help raise as much money as we can.
And the nice thing was we were able to get the Ford Mustang on the elevator and get it up near the set. And
did you drive it in? Who drove it in?
It just magically appeared, actually.
I got to be honest with you, I'm not the only one that sat in it. So
we are hoping that the keys will get lost and the vehicle will just stay there for the rest of the season.
No, you don't want that because Giancarlo Stanton's hit a few balls out there.
Well, it's a convertible, so we don't have to worry about as much damage.
That's true. So. And you brought along the Ford girls as well. You made a nice donation. The Ford big board has been active, and it's been a fun ball game so far. 2-2 pitch, laced into right center field by Echeverria. Dexter Fowler is there to make the catch. Now, Ford has a presence in South Florida that goes beyond baseball and beyond charity. I know there's a rich tradition of racing in the Ford family and in South Florida.
Yep, so we've got the Homestead Miami Speedway, the Ford Championship weekend in November, and that's a monster event for us. Obviously, all the support that Ford has, but behind the Ford Motor Company and Ford Racing. So that's a big event for us. But beyond that, for the things that we do, local sponsorships, we are tied in with the Autism Speaks, Susan G. Komen Foundation, and the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation as well, and we help all those organizations raise money throughout the year. And it's an extension of our marketing and what we do here in South Florida. It's not just about selling cars, trucks, and SUVs. It's about making a difference in the community, and we're seeing that. And I have a stage here tonight to share. We had our best sales month on record this past month of May.
Nice going.
So it's a tribute to the things that we've done with partners like the Marlins and events like we have tonight that go along with.
That's right. Give the fantasy auction takes full credit for that great sales month. Dan Herron loops it into right, and it's caught there by Junior Lake. Greg Snowden with us from South Florida Ford. What's your favorite item out there? I know you had a chance to go out and to look at some of the items. There's some cool stuff out there.
I think the sports package with all the games and all the teams
the
here.
Bucket list.
Yeah, the bucket list. That's a really great package, and for somebody that's a sports fan to get to experience all those different games.
Now, have you been in the blimp? Because this is the new blimp.
I was in the old blimp.
Well, there's
not
a new
the new
one.
blimp, but I will tell you that is a really fun experience, and if anybody gets to do that, that usually auctions for quite a bit of money just by itself.
Rich, are you riding in this one?
Well, I might be convinced.
You could be talked into it, right?
I've been up before with winners of.
You have?
Yeah, it's fun. It's amazing how the blimp goes up because you think it just kind of floats up, but they stick the nose straight up and goes right up. And when it comes down, they stick the nose down and it comes right down. Very cool. John Lester with a 1-1 count on D. Gordon. Marlins touched Lester up for 4 runs and 6 hits, including a D. Gordon hit back in the second. And Tommy, the Gordon hit was the big one because it was a slow ground ball that STARLIN CASTRO didn't really hurry on, and Gordon beat it to first. He was called out. The Marlins challenged. He was ruled safe, and the Marlins scored a run on the play.
Yeah, I think in that inning, that hit and also the base hit, the double by JT Realmuto that drove in the first run. And I got to thinking on Castro's throw. His throw was about as slow as his home run trot the other night.
That's cold. I knew you would come up with something.
Little jab there.
Count 1-2. And strike 3 call. Good breaking ball from Lester. And a great cause here tonight. Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. Greg Snowden from South Florida Ford. Thank you for your participation.
Thanks glad
Greg.
to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. We will revisit the Ford Big Board when we return.
He is the lead director of the Marlins RBI program. This is Karina Rubio, who won the 2014 inaugural Marlins RBI scholarship. And this is Megan Diaz, who won the scholarship for Major League Baseball back in 2013. Juan, first off, give us a little bit of background on the Marlins RBI program.
Sure. So the Marlins RBI program is the signature baseball offering of the Marlins, and really its main goal is to promote baseball, softball, academic achievement, and social responsibility in underserved areas in South Florida. So we have teams in both Dayton, Broward County, and a lot of different parks and high school programs that really just want to have that chance to play summer ball that maybe otherwise wouldn't have that chance.
And Karina, you had the opportunity to win the inaugural scholarship for the Marlins RBI program. What did that mean to you?
Well, it was definitely very honorable because I did win among a lot of girls and a lot of boys that were playing in that summer. So it was a big deal for me because I was able to represent my team and able to represent all of the RBIs, winning that scholarship and being able to go to college.
And Megan, you won it for Major League Baseball. What are you doing now?
I'm at the University of Florida majoring in education, so just looking to make a difference in kids' lives like the Marlins have in mind.
And what about you, Karina? How have you been able to use the money from the scholarship?
Well, it was a big help because obviously I was able to save money, for books and things like that. And I'm in FIU and I'm majoring in public relations, and I'd like to do a minor and have a master's as well. So RBI has been able to help me with that.
It's incredible to see what programs like this do. Rich and Tommy, this is exactly why people should keep calling in and putting in those bids on all of these amazing items for our fantasy auction.
All right, Jessica, thank you very much. Danny Echeverria going to his left. There's one out. Geico, Major League Moments. This date in '95. The Expos, yes, the Expos, Pedro Martinez, pitched 9 perfect innings against the Padres. But he allows a Bip Roberts double in the 10th. Montreal did win the game 1-0 in 10 innings.
In a few years, we're going to have to start explaining to young fans who the Expos were.
Here's John Lester, who doesn't look bad at the plate and is a very good athlete, swings it well. He doesn't have a hit in the big leagues.
It's amazing. He has begun his career without a hit. He's 0 for 60 with his fly ball out first time up. 0 for 24 this year.
Heron misses outside. Lester and Heron have dueled many times before.
But you're right. You watch him swing the bat and you go, he's got a decent swing. Look at that.
Into center, turns Ozuna around, and he makes the catch. He still doesn't have a hit. South Florida Honda dealers, get you ready for, Friday night. Marlins will be a mile high. Craig Minervini and Carl Pavano will be at sea level in our Fort Lauderdale studios. Tom Kohler gets the start for the Fish. Marlins and Rockies weekend series in Colorado, and then on to Toronto, a 3-game series in Toronto for the Marlins are back here to face the Rockies at Marlins Park. No runs, 2 hits for the Cubs. Breaking ball is up. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Marlins.
Normally, too, you're talking about the Rockies, Rich. They usually play really good baseball at Coors, but they're struggling. They're 9-15 at home.
Liner to center, and Ozuna has it. Addison Russell has a pair of hits. Dexter Fowler is coming up. The Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. If you're just happening by and wondering what the heck all the auction talk is about, we do it once a year. We have a broadcast of a Marlins game, and we weave in and out with a charity auction. Last year we raised over $100,000. There's your phone number, 305-480-FISH. 305-480-FISH. If you want information on the items, go to marlins.com/fantasy. There's the Joseph Gormley painting of Giancarlo Stanton. Ball in the air. Prado is there. And when we get back, we will update you on the Ford Big Board and the Grant Thornton Little Board. We'll update everything when we return. 4-0 Miami.
Sports Florida Fantasy Auction tonight, and the Marlins leading 4-0. You see the Giancarlo Stanton painting. That's at $5,000. I'll give you a quick update here as the Marlins are coming up to hit. The trip's going nicely. Reverse trip at $1,500. The road trip with the fish is at $5,000. We're at $2,300 in the golf, $2,500 on the getaway from Sandals. This painting we mentioned, $5,000. Broadcaster, $1,300. All-Star, $2,300. The sports bucket list, $1,800. How about this, too? We got Cubs Man now on the board. And then on our little board, our Grant Thornton mini board, pretty major numbers here, including $2,600 for the Ichiro package. The jersey off his back tonight, among the other things, autographed bat. $1,050 on the Cubs memorabilia, $900 on the batting practice experience. Nice stuff so far, guys. Get back over to you.
That is the $2,600 and the Cubs memorabilia. Remember, that's an Anthony Rizzo and John Lester autographed jersey. 2 Tommy Bahama Cubs camp shirts, and boy do they look sweet. 2 quarter zip Tommy Bahama Cubs sweatshirts.
Might have to wear that early in the year at Wrigley.
There is a giant, and it's the only one left out of the Tommy Bahama factory. A little bouncer to third, and Bryant has it. A giant Cubs camp shirt, and it's pinstriped, kind of like the old Cub uniforms. It's a collector's edition, and that's a one of a kind. It's the last one they had at Tommy Bahama headquarters. 305-480-3474. And we might have a little addition. Those are the quarter zip sweatshirts. That's the camp shirt that Craig is looking at right there. The Tommy Bahama camp shirt. Beautiful stitching. So you're covered in Chicago. If it's cold, you've got the sweatshirts. If it's warm, you've got the Tommy Bahama shirts. And of course, the Anthony Rizzo, John Lester jerseys signed. Stanton is up. Giancarlo has taken a couple of balls. He's hit the ball hard twice, Tommy, but both times right at Chris Bryant at third base.
Yeah, 2 balls hit hard at third, rolled over a little bit, but still looks like he's had good swings tonight. And a good take there on that cutter inside. He went.
That's reporting to John Hirschbeck at first base. Count 2-1. Stanton drives it left field. I don't know if he got it all. Coughlin's back at the wall. Gone! Giancarlo! 17. It kept going and going. 5-0 Miami.
Rich, that had the hang time of a Reggie Roby punt. Wow! I was with you. I knew he hit it, but I didn't know if it would carry. He got under it just a little.
His painting is out there admiring this home run.
Another solid swing. Homered last night to right field.
It's amazing. 9 of his last 14 hits have been home runs. And he is one back of Bryce Harper and in the American League, Nelson Cruz.
46 RBIs now for Giancarlo.
We have talked in the 4 years that we've been calling games in Marlins Park about balls that are high enough to hit one of the girders. And that one was about as close as I've seen one come out in left field. Baker, left field, and deep, and back to back, Jacks. 6-0 Miami.
Jeff Baker saying, you know what? If Big G can do it, I can take one deep as well. We talked about the numbers of Baker against Lester before this game. He is now 8 for 14 in his career against John Lester.
It was Baker and Stanton that went back-to-back on Saturday in New York.
I'll tell you what, that one was every bit as prolific as the one Stanton hit as well. That was way back in those seats.
And Baker's numbers against John Lester continue, right?
Oh, it's amazing.
He is now 7 for 14 with 2 home runs. Actually 8 for 14 with 2 home runs in his career against Lester. Well, what a night for the Marlins to bust out here against the Chicago Cubs and their ace, John Lester, who was dominant in the month of May. Lester 4-1 with a 1.76 earned run average.
Yeah, Lester has been on a tremendous roll. We talked about it. 5 of his last 6 outings have been 7 innings. He probably will not go that deep here tonight.
That one's to right. Well hit by Ozuna. That one's off the wall. Ozuna left turn, hustles in, got himself a double. And the Cubs bullpen is scrambling. The Marlins have gone homer, double against Lester in the 5th.
Boy, you package that big base hit that Ozuna got last night to clear the bases with a couple of hits tonight and a walk. And Marcell Ozuna's bat has come alive.
It was almost back to back to back.
Well, Cubs pitching coach Chris Bosio is going to be out there to stall a little time. You mentioned that bullpen scrambling to get ready.
Edwin Jackson. Were it not for Max Scherzer's incredible May, John Lester would have been the pitcher of the month in the National League. With the numbers that he put up, a 1.76 ERA and a 4-1 record. His last start, he was beaten by Scherzer. Here is Ichiro. 1 for 2 is Ichiro. Singled and is flied out.
Obviously, you look at the scoreboard, you see the base hits, the home runs, the runs, but you dig a little deeper than that. We've seen some really nice at bats. Ichiro swings and misses. Now, Ichiro's numbers against Lester have been compiled over a long time. Lester is in his 10th season. Ichiro's had an at-bat in all of those seasons against him. 1 for 2 tonight. 55 career at-bats. And an average a little over 340. Six 0 Miami on top. Jackson is just about ready in the Cubs pen. Lester misses out. Counts 2-2. John Lester 6 times in his career, 15 or more wins in a season. Strike 3 called. Ichiro is down. Craig Minervini in center field. Before I get to you, Craig, I need to tell you this so you can add it on the total. Okay. We just got a note from the Connor Goodman family. Connor Goodman and family. They've seen the fundraiser on TV. They would like to donate $1,000 to the cause tonight, to the Marlins Foundation and the auction. So whatever we raise tonight, add $1,000.
Thank you, Goodman family. That ball looked familiar. It was in the hand of John Lester a few moments ago. And believe it or not, our guest, Tom Zura, who's won the last 2 batting practice packages here. You bid on them. You got the ball. Yes, now, where did this ball come from?
Mr. Stanton hit another bomb, and I was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time, making my way back up here from the Clevelander.
Here's your ball. Where you were walking up toward it? What happened? Tell me.
Well, I fielded it. I didn't catch it on the fly, but I saw where it was going, and then I managed, like an idiot, to stand under the statue as it was going off. And I got soaked, but what a great thing to get soaked for.
I might see you here, right of your screen. Let's see. There's the ball. There's you with an expensive drink. How much was the drink?
About $20.
And you just threw it down, did you, or not?
Yes.
And you got the ball.
What a great night.
That's a good night, guys. Back to you.
All right, that should help the bidding for sure, right? There he is, going down the stairs with his drink. Down the stairs. There goes the drink.
Ah, perfect. Great timing.
I'm sure they comped him a drink. Have the Clevelander comp him for that drink.
They should comp you a drink. You could tell them.
What's that?
Rich wants to comp your drink in the Clevelander.
Oh, absolutely. A honey jack on the rocks.
All right, just tell him
over there.
Tell him
Susie.
Rich and Tommy sent you.
Rich and Tommy said, Susie, give you a drink.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are great.
Susie's working tonight. I don't even know if there is a Susie over there, guys.
I don't think so, Craig. I don't think so. But I think if he's confident, he's got a good shot at it. Giancarlo Stanton and Jeff Baker going back-to-back with home runs here in the 5th. Marcell Ozuna a double. He's at second. Big hit by JT Realmuto that really got the scoring started in the 2nd. An RBI double. And Lester, pitch number 96. This is away. And it counts 3-2. That is strike 3 called. Down goes Realmuto. He'll have a bit of a disagreement on that one. No disagreement on the strength of Giancarlo Stanton. His 17th of the season. A titanic blast. A skyscraper. And then Jeff Baker deep into the blue seats. 6-0 Miami.
continues, and once again I'm joined by David Sampson and Dr. Joseph Underwood, who is a teacher at Miami Senior High School. And one of the cool things that we've been talking about tonight is how the money that is raised is going to benefit young people and students, give them scholarship opportunities. And another cool thing are the career workshops that are provided for students. What are some of the opportunities that young people get with these career workshops?
Well, we get an opportunity to bring several groups of students over during the year. I teach television production, so we have a broadcast day. We have a radio day, and the students who are in my program get to come over, listen to people like Mr. Sampson, listen to some of the broadcasters, talk about careers. And we had a really, really good experience this year toward the end of the school year where we brought some students over and they worked with the Marlins people to go over resumes. It was extremely valuable, and it helps prepare kids for when they go out in the job market and look for a job.
Are there any particular success stories that have really stood out to you?
Absolutely. There was the Marlins Ayunan program, which is the outreach program that works with the high schools. They go around the community, they do different things, and one of the things that they did was they had a day for this program called Live Like Bella. Well, we were there and we videotaped a lot of the events that went on in the community, a lot of people signing the Live Like Bella signs, and not only did they get a chance, did my students get a chance to see what a good community outreach was, but then we developed a video for them and brought it here to the Marlins and played it at one of the career workshops. So they got the opportunity to put their skills to work in a real life situation.
And David, like Dr. Underwood mentioned, you've had the opportunity to speak at some of these career workshops. What is your message to these young people to help prepare them for the future?
We're just trying to tell the young people that they've got to work hard. They've got to stay in school and go after what they want and go after it aggressively. And we put them in a position to understand what it takes to succeed, and they all want it so badly. And the money we're raising tonight goes to scholarships. It goes to education. So we want people to keep bidding, because when you're raising money for education, you're changing lives, and that's what we do.
All right, just like you heard David just mention, the money raised tonight, it's for such a great cause. It's going to go towards scholarships, those career workshops, education. Keep calling and putting those bids in. Rich, Tommy, over to you.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Dan Herron has been very, very sharp tonight. He has limited a outstanding offensive team in the Cubs to just 3 hits and no runs. And Herron has been around the plate. He has mixed and matched, added and subtracted.
Boy, that says it to a T. That's what he does so well. Adds and subtracts, mixes and matches. Rarely does he throw a pitch that has center cut, middle of the plate.
Herron, maybe more than any other starter, victim of some of the Marlin breakdowns in their bullpen. Fastball is up and in. His ERA sits right now at 2.79. Of course, coming into the ballgame, a 5-2 record. He wins this game, he's 6-2. And he certainly has 3, maybe 4 more starts before they select the All-Star team. The Marlins have 2 guys right now who are in the starting lineup from the fan vote, and that's Giancarlo Stanton in right. He's 3rd among outfielders, and D. Gordon, who leads at second base.
And you'd love to see them start. Believe it or not, in their history, the Marlins have had just 2 players start the All-Star game. Gary Sheffield and Hanley Ramirez twice.
That ball's hit a long way from Junior Lake. It's deep and it's gone. And Dan Herron touched for a 2-run homer here in the 6th. Junior Lake had a big hit in last night's ball game. He had a pair of doubles, including an RBI. And I'm not sure who Lake is signaling to, if he's looking at the Marlins dugout. Did you see him come around? Well, who is he talking to? The Marlins right now.
Junior Lake did a little STARLIN Castro after he hit the home run, and I think the guys in the Marlins dugout let him know.
And the Marlins have spilled out. Lake has spilled out. Neither manager wants to see this escalate, but the Cubs and the Marlins are at home plate right now.
Well, the Cubs have had a couple of stylish home runs. Like it or not, Junior Lake gave it to Starlin Castro. That's the best way to put it. We saw him take 30 seconds around the bases the other night.
Well, I think
the Marlins hit 2 blasts and didn't do that. And I think guys in the dugout were a little upset as Lake rounded third base.
Well, as Lake rounded third base, and as we'll see on the replay, he turned and brought his finger up to his mouth as if to say, quiet. And whether he was looking into the Marlins dugout or not, it sure looked like it. And that's what set everybody off. And it looks like cooler heads have prevailed. Let's watch Lake on the home run. There's the walk. Heron didn't like it. And
Heron saw it too.
Now watch him come around third.
Oh, a nice bat flip to add to it too.
Wait for third base. That's the one that really got everyone upset. Watch this. See, you just don't do that.
You don't do that as a professional.
No.
You know what? You just don't do it. Hit the home run, run around the bases, go in your own dugout, especially when you're losing. And the Cubs right now are losing by 4. You don't do that. And now I've probably ticked off Cub fans the way I tick off Met fans. But you know what? You don't do that.
I think if you ask Joe Madden, he'd probably concur that you just...
Oh, by the way, that's his first home run this year, too. It's not like he's hit 16.
The umpires right now are discussing I think with both managers, they may toss someone out of Miami's dugout for coming on the field. Dan Jennings, Joe Madden, both being counseled by umpires right now.
Think about it too, Rich. Think about the last couple of weeks for the Marlins. They've gotten pounded. They've had all kinds of things not go their way. They won last night, playing a good game tonight, getting a well-pitched game by Dan Heron, got some home runs, and all of a sudden you got a guy who hit his first home run of the year, shush him in the dugout.
And that's where it starts. Lake and
I
Real
like the
Muto.
fact that JT Real Muto said you don't do that either.
Jose Fernandez is the first out, and that may be of concern for both umpires and for Dan Jennings.
Make sure Jose stays out of the scrum and doesn't get hurt.
Nice to see. You see Brandon Hyde in there. You see Chuck Hernandez in there. The coaches and the umpires did a nice job of calming everybody down. Doesn't look like anyone's been ejected. It looks like both managers were talked to. Whether they were warned, I don't know. Sometimes you can get a warning after something like that.
That's possible.
There's Castro, and he takes down low. Oh, wait a minute. Davey Martinez, I think, is going to go talk to Junior Lake.
Yeah, because Davey Martinez knows how to play the game.
Time called. Castro steps out. There's one out. 2 runs across here in the 6th. 6-2 Miami. Castro to center. That's well hit. Back goes Ozuna. It's deep, and it's off the wall. It bounces off Ozuna. Castro to second, on his way to third, and he will get there with a triple. And so the Cubs won't go quietly.
All of a sudden, Dan Heron left a couple of balls up that have been very hittable. See this pitch up out over the plate to Castro. He's got power. Long way out there. Ozuna can't get to it. And a good job by Giancarlo backing him up in case that ball had caromed off a little further.
And Chuck Hernandez is coming out to talk to Heron right now. And I think this is 2 things: to settle Heron down and to buy some time for the bullpen to get heated up.
And Rich, I also think it's the most excitement we've ever had on a fantasy auction night.
Well, there was that time where you and I posed with the Clevelander girls.
That was a different kind of excitement.
Junior Lake, a 2-run homer. home runs in this series. There have been a lot of them. For the Cubs on Monday, this was Starlin Castro, and this didn't sit well. His home run trot was around 30 seconds. Now this is Stanton. This is Baker.
A look and out of the box.
Breaking ball from Herron is in to Chris Coghlan.
Jose has to be careful because Jose is on the disabled list. He's not on the active roster.
No, and you don't want him to be suspended because that would just delay his re-entry, right? Look at Anthony Rizzo doing a nice job of trying to calm Junior Lake down. Coghlan up here. Herron trying to get Coghlan and keep Castro at third.
Right now, Dan Herron has to try to get out of this inning.
David Ross is on deck. And he lost it. At the corners, bullpen is just about ready. Ross is 0 for 2.
Well, if you can make a pitch, Dan Herron has an opportunity if he can get David Ross to roll over on something to get a double play. However, if you make a mistake, David Ross also has the capabilities of going deep.
Yes, he does. Herron misses down low. And for whatever reason, Dan Herron in the 6th inning has lost it. He had shut out the Cubs, got the first out of the inning. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Tying run is on deck. Step off, and he's back in. Coghlan bolted and then raced back, and by the time Herron got over there, Coghlan successfully had retreated. And the throw over that other side of the bag, it may have been a different story. Oh, he's popped in a couple strikes, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, it was also good communication out there in the infield, and JT Realmuto, a couple guys were yelling step off.
Just missed. 2-2.
A little bench is clear on a night the Blackhawks begin their Stanley Cup Finals against the Lightning.
That's right. Lightning postgame show is coming up on Fox Sports Florida later tonight. 2-2. And now the count goes full, and that it may send Coghlan on his way, even though it's a 6-2 ball game. As Herron tries to dig himself out at the corners. 2-run homer by Junior Lake has cut into Miami's lead, and the Cubs threatening here with 1 out. Runner goes, foul back. Well, Morris is ready. You got a pinch hitter on deck. Looks like Mike Baxter. This, the most stressful inning that Herron has had. That 4th inning gave up a double and a walk, but that was it. 3-2. Got him. Dan Herron comes back and strikes out David Ross. Joe Madden will pick another pinch hitter. Gorgeous pitch.
It's like Matt Caesar going to pinch it. Yeah, that's just the perfect pitch. That's going to get a lot of hitters.
JT Realmuto out to talk to Herron. Caesar, of course, the fantastic football player at Villanova, the FCS level school. Helped take them to a national championship.
Rich, how about John Lester? Remember that first inning he had? He threw 6 pitches. The last 4 innings that he pitched, he threw 91.
Cubs pen is ready. Marlins pen is ready. The question is, can Dan Herron finish this inning and keep it at 6-2? Herron to Caesar. Liner to center field. That's a base hit. The Cubs have another run. Ozuna picks it up. Castro crosses. And we'll see if...
Well, I think the fact that Russell's 2 for 2 against Dan Herron, if the bullpen is ready, we may not see Dan face Addison Russell. Like a slider, middle of the plate, and the pinch hitter aggressively jumped on that first pitch.
Marlins making a change and possibly a double switch. Kendall Toyota called to the bullpen. We'll sort it out when we return. 6-3 Miami in the 6th. Dan Herron's night is done. The Cubs have chased him. Matt Caesar's RBI single has brought the Cubs within 3. Brian Morris out of the bullpen. Addison Russell at the plate.
There's a big out right here for Brian Morris. We mentioned Russell having a good night. He's 2 for 2. And in the double switch, Christian Yelich replaces Ichiro. Yelich will hit 9th. So Morris slides into Ichiro's spot in the lineup.
Here is Russell, 3rd youngest player in baseball out of the Pensacola area. He's got 2 hits in the ballgame. Swings at a slider and misses. It's 0-1. It was 6-0 Miami when the inning started. 1-out walk to Anthony Rizzo. Junior Lakes 2-run homer. Starlin Castro with extra bases. A triple for Castro and an RBI single, a pinch hit single for Caesar.
Been an exciting half inning.
1-1 pitch to Russell. Coughlin's at second. Caesar's at first. Dexter, Fowler in the top of the order are on deck. That one fouled back and out of play. Count 2-2. When things settle down, and when we do get to the top of the 7th, or rather the bottom of the 6th, we'll update you on all the auction items, but obviously in the heat of the battle, two coming. Fastball struck him out. Down goes Russell, but up off the canvas get the Cubs. The Chicago Cubs scored 3 times, and it's 6-3 now.
Teased Joseph Gormley, who has put the finishing touches. It's still a little more work to do.
Yes, there is.
Tell me about this painting as we look at it. What was difficult about it? What did you enjoy about it?
The difficult thing about this painting was definitely the sleeve. When watching Stanton paint this, because I thought he was going to take the whole picture.
Now, Giancarlo came out for what, a good 20 minutes or so, painted. He enjoyed it. Tell me about your experience with him doing that. How neat is that to have your subject do some of the painting?
It was very amazing. The thing that I do remember was how quiet it was. I mean, it was very surreal, and there was no noise, and everybody was watching him do the painting. And as I say, he took his time. He took 20 minutes, and whoever bids in this tonight is definitely going to get a real piece of original artwork that he actually spent a lot of time painting on.
So did he do the entire sleeve?
The entire sleeve and this corner here.
That's great. Yes. You just finished the last part here. You can see it's a little wet.
Yes.
Do you have a little more work to do on it?
It's a lot. Well, I'd say a lot of work, because once this dries in about 30 minutes, I then do the second coat, and the second coat will just make it pop, and then it's ready for Stanton to sign this and for someone to enjoy this for many, many years. And also the money is going to go at a good cause tonight.
I know you're proud about that, but when you look back at your work, there must be some enjoyment you get to look at it and say, this is something that you created.
Yes, I do, but more importantly, I enjoy meeting people and helping people. That's way more important than painting.
Is this the picture? This is a shot here. How do you do it? Do you copy the cover? What goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it's I kind of use like computers, like Photoshop, and I take the photograph and I put it through the computer to get a design and an idea of what it looks like, and then I can email it back to whoever would like a painting, and they get an idea of what it looks like.
Adeiny Echeverria doubles off the wall in left field.
Joe, great job. Thank you very much. You're doing a wonderful job. And I know last I looked, I think it was at, I can't see it from where I am, but $7,500 and going north.
Amazing. But listen, I just want to say, Marlins, thank you so much. You talk about family. It's very true. I feel part of the family. So thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Cheers.
All right, guys.
That's a great story. Wonderful man. Last year, that painting of Jose Fernandez was terrific. Travis Wood is in the ball game. Adeiny Echeverria just doubled. Now it's not the pitcher spot. Remember, in the double switch, Christian Yelich is in the 9 position, and then it's up to the top of the order in D. Gordon.
Well, the best way, Rich, for the Marlins to answer back would be just to put a run or two up on the scoreboard, and a great way to start with Echeverria's double.
5 innings from John Lester. Carter Capps is ready in Miami's pen. Outside corner from Wood. Ichiro getting the start in left. Yelich's first at bat of the night. Hit hard, but right at Castro. And he gets the out. Let's check in with Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
All right, thanks so much, Rich. A couple more special guests out here. I'm joined by Sean Flynn. He's the Vice President, Director of Marketing for the Marlins. And this is Dr. Contessa Bryan, who's the principal at Lenora B. Smith Elementary School. And Sean, we've talked so much about it tonight. Education is so important to the Miami Marlins. What is the partnership that you guys have with local schools?
Well, it's the Marlins IUDON School Partnership Program, MASP for short. It's basically our organization reaching out to the community in schools, hands-on. Now, all the dollars are going to be raised tonight are going to help fund these programs, but this is a way that our organization basically takes 180 employees, breaks them up into 15 teams, and sends them out and partners with 7 local schools.
And why is it so important to partner with schools and pour into education?
Well, education is a pillar of our foundation's mission, and everything we do tries to help the youth of this community, and education is the best thing you can do. So, through this hands-on experience where people actually go into classrooms, spend time with kids, mentor kids, help career building, help beatification programs, you name it, we're in the schools doing it, one employee at a time, 180 strong.
And Contessa, you're one of the schools that's in a partnership with the Marlins. How has that program benefit your school?
Well, let me tell you, the level of consistency is amazing. So our partnership just started this year, but it started actually even before school started. Billy the Marlin was out before school started, and we did a celebration. We shut down 12th Avenue and danced. And since then, Mike and Derek has been there almost every month. Certainly every 2 days a week, our children are being tutored by members of the Marlins IUDON squad. They've done beautification projects, and we were even fortunate enough to have D. Gordon come to our school. So it has been nonstop. Derek spoke for our 5th grade graduation. It's just been amazing, the number of things that they've been able to do in order to help facilitate our school and our students' growth, and just to see the level of representation that they represent for our community. Our students are very excited to see themselves in these great executives and volunteers and workers.
Hey, and speaking of D. Gordon, perfect timing, and I can't even imagine the look on those children's faces when they see a guy like D. Gordon, who obviously has so much personality, walk into their classroom. It must mean the world to them.
Let me tell you, there was nothing like D. Gordon Day at Lenora. We were on fire. We were excited to have him with us. He is such a great young man, and he did a great job speaking with our children. I think one was about to faint just because he signed his glove. It was amazing. Our children loved the experience. We're so thankful for the partnership and the work and dedication that these executives have to making our children and their lives better.
That's fantastic. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and check in with Craig Minervini, who's going to give us an update on the big board for the fantasy auction. Craig, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Here's the latest in our, look at this, the Giancarlo painting we were just talking about is at $10,000. Joe was just telling me last year, he said if the painting went up to $1,000, he would have been very proud and not embarrassed. That was Jose. It went for way more than that. How great is he going to feel to help raise? He said they wanted to stop the bidding. He felt embarrassed about it. The reverse road trip is $1,800. That's the trip down here, Mets, Marlins. Trip to Wrigley's at $5,500. Ultimate golf experience, $2,300. Got the Santos Resort. That's a choice of 1 of 5 getaways. Let's talk about that broadcaster experience. It's $1,300. And the Cubs man is the guy on the board. Here it is. Catered suite for 16. You'll get a suite visit and interview. 16 people catered. Interview a Marlins player. How about that? And we will tape it for you and get you a DVD. Alumni as well. You can come to the TV truck. That's not the most exciting thing in the world. No, I'm just kidding. That's a wonderful thing. And for people who have never seen it, you won't believe it. Press box tour for 4. Visit with the Marlins TV and radio booths. Call the bid now. They're laughing in the truck at 305-480-FISH, and you will get behind-the-scenes experience. And maybe we can throw in a couple interviews or 2 as well to get an interview a player or 2. So let's go over to the mini board here, too. And here's our Grant Thornton mini board tonight. 2,000 in the Cubs memorabilia. That includes the Lester and an incredible couple of Tommy Bahama shirts, among other things. Pitching experience at $600. The batting practice experience, $1,100. $850 on the hitting experience. The Ichiro package, which includes the jersey he is wearing in the game tonight. He will autograph it right off his back, and an autograph bat, $3,000. And the Marlins minor league affiliates, $1,000. We're going to talk more about this one later because that is a neat one. for a good baseball fan, good for a group of friends.
All right, Craig, back to the ball game. The Cubs have made another pitching change. A pair of starters have actually come out of the bullpen. First Travis Wood, now Edwin Jackson. And he finds Martin Prado waiting with speed at the corners. Gordon at first, Echeverria at third. And a fastball buzzes Prado up and in.
And also Giancarlo on deck.
Wood started the inning. That single by D. Gordon, his second hit of the night. Stanton, who homered his last at bat, waits, and Gordon is chased back. This was the Warren Henry drive of the game. Stanton's last at bat. And he put it just over the out-of-town scoreboard, a high arcing shot. The Cubs, who just attempted a pickoff of D. Gordon, are watching on replay to see if Gordon was in fact out. Joe Madden says, maybe not. Counts 1-1.
And a couple of those with D over at first base.
And Gordon has to be careful here. You want to make sure Stanton comes to the plate. And you want to give Prado a chance to drive in a run. There's the bouncer in the hole at short. And safe at second. He beat the throw. He's safe. He thinks he's out. He just got up. He thinks he's out. Now he's running to third. He's tagged out there. The run has scored. And it's 7-3. D. Gordon slid in. He is stunned. He thought he was out.
Yeah. He knows he made a mistake. Man, he flew down there so fast. He knows he has to just stay there, see what the umpire calls. Got a huge lead, and Castro has to go into the hole.
He's thinking about breaking up the double play.
He never looked at the second base umpire, Bill Welke.
So it's an RBI for Prado, and here is Stanton with Prado at first. Fastball misses away.
Now the good news is that the run scored. Cubs weren't able to turn a double play.
And the lead is back to 4. Stanton swings and misses at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Toyota trend, homers through the first 686 games of a career in Major League history. Only 5 fast, actually 4 faster. He and Harmon Killebrew at 170. It's amazing.
How about all-time leaders, home runs at Marlins Park? Giancarlo with 63. Second on the list, Marcelo Zuna with 12.
Well, Edwin Jackson has shown 97 on the fastball and a good breaking ball there. 1-2 to Stanton. It really is an interesting stretch for Stanton, as we've documented and he has talked about. He has struggled with breaking balls away. But while he's struggling, he's also homering. 9 of his last 14 hits have been home runs.
That's incredible.
That is incredible in this day and age. And that's the pitch he's worked on. And today, working in the cage against the slider machine, not only hitting sliders, but identifying which ones are going to be strikes and laying off.
And taking some, yes. So here we're talking about a guy struggling, and he leads the major leagues in RBIs.
Second in the National League in home runs, trailing Bryce Harper by 1. Full count, Prado on his way from first. We'll see what Stanton gets here on 3-2. In the dirt, checks his swing. No swing on the appeal. John Hirschbeck at first. And it brings up Jeff Baker now.
Another home run hitter that's coming alive as a rookie is the Dodgers, Jock Peterson.
Well, he's not just hitting home runs. He's stretching the measuring tape with every one he hits. Baker drives that right center field, hits it pretty well. Fowler is back, he's there, and he makes the catch on the warning track. A long, long out, but the Marlins get a run back and stretch the lead back to 4, 7-3. Time we've had it. Craig Minervini manning the big board and the little board. Remember a few innings ago I told Craig he might want to make room for another package. Joining us now here in the broadcast booth. I'm not sure where Craig's going to put it, but he's going to find a place to put it. Jeff Idelson is the president of the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and he joins us now. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm great, Rich. Good to be with you and Tommy.
Honored to have you here. I was surprised to see you down on the field during batting practice.
Well, you know, I needed to come out and see some of the guys I know and get to see you, and what a great day to be here.
Oh, yeah. I know you've been here before, too, to Marlins Park.
I love coming here. It's a great facility, and, you know, the team is a lot of exciting players on the team. I think they're going to gel soon.
Now, you didn't plan on coming here for the auction, I take. But you happened to see that we were having it.
It's a great cause, you know, for the Marlins Foundation, and I'm glad that the Hall of Fame can help add to that. We'd like to put in a package just to get in the game here, and if you've never been to the Hall of Fame, it's pretty special, Tommy. I know I've taken you through and your boys and whatnot, but above ground's unbelievable, but below ground is even more incredible, and it's where our archives are. And what we'd like to do is offer a behind-the-scenes tour of the Hall of Fame archives, with hotel for 2 nights at the Otesaga Resort Hotel. Great resort hotel in Cooperstown on a golf course. And that's where you can come down and see and hold like Babe Ruth's bat.
So you're going to let them down where you only take Hall of Famers and celebrities like Tommy?
Hall of Famers and celebrities
Sorry,
like, like Mr. Hutton. We call him Mr. Hutton in Cooperstown. But no, it's a very special place, and you know, any of the guys that you've thought of in history, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, it's a chance to see those artifacts, get your pictures taken with them. Tony Perez, Andre Dawson, and one day Ichiro Suzuki all have items there. It's a chance to come up close with those, and you know, it's the ultimate Christmas card or holiday card.
All right, before we go into that, you touched upon Ichiro. I remember in Seattle, Ichiro saying that he was going to go to the Hall of Fame, and he's, from what I understand, he's been there not with a lot of fanfare, though, right?
No, he's a great student of the game, and I developed a great relationship with him when he right when he came in with Seattle in 01. 6 times he's been to Cooperstown now.
Wow.
More so than any player in the 20 years I've been there.
Wow.
And when he comes, it's under the radar, and it's about absorbing history. And he just loves the game, and he loves the history. He loves art. I mean, he's really a Renaissance guy.
And one of the items on the little board is a signed Ichiro bat. Those are tough to find. He's donated one of those, and the jersey that he's wearing tonight. Oh, there it is. Now, see, we've added the new item.
See the addition?
There you go. I like it. You know, if you can pick up something of Ichiro's, that's pretty special. His bats are all handcrafted in Japan from a certain forest of wood that he likes, and that's to get something that he's used in a game or one of his bats in general, plus the jersey, the Marlins jersey, is pretty impressive.
I was told that his jersey, his game jersey, online at times has gone anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's, you know, this is a guy that is, you know, you know, if something catastrophic doesn't happen, he's going to be your first Japanese Hall of Famer.
That's a screen grab from eBay. Not that we have anything on eBay, but that's a Yankees Ichiro jersey.
Look at that.
And there's a bat as well.
Yep, big Mizuno guy. He used white Mizuno bats when he played in Japan, when he won his seven consecutive batting titles, and then he switched to a black bat when he came over to the States.
He's been using a white bat a lot this year. He's back to a white bat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. He's been very generous to the museum. We have picked up a bat from him from when he played for Orioles in Japan, when he was winning the titles, and then when he broke Shoeless Joe Jackson's rookie hit record. Bat from that year when he broke George Sisler's single season hit mark of 262. His entire uniform, bat, everything's come to Cooperstown, and he's a guy who's left a very, very, very strong impression on the game, and it's a better game because of his inclusion.
All right, let's do two things here. Let's first catch you up to speed with Chris Bryant at the plate. A 2-2 from Carter Capps is in the dirt. Capps is into the ball game. The Marlins have a 7-3 lead in the 7th. Jeff Idelson, president of the Baseball Hall of Fame, yeah, the one in Cooperstown, is with us. Bryant here in the 7th. Miami in a contentious contest. Can I call it that, Hud?
That would be a good way to put it.
All right, 7-3, Marlins on top. And Capps strikes him out. All right, now let's talk about the package that you're offering. It's not only a behind-the-scenes underground tour of the archives and places people don't get. Is it for 2?
It's for 2, and it's 2 hotel nights at the Otisaka Resort Hotel.
Which is a fabulous place to stay. Just, I mean, you talk about a small town, a beautiful hotel, and then you add Cooperstown to that.
So if you're a baseball fan and you can get yourself up to the state of New York and get yourself to Cooperstown, you get 2 nights in this gorgeous hotel, and you can spend the 2 days in Cooperstown, and then the tour. That you just can't buy that. You can't buy it off the street.
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
Yeah, we don't offer it, Rich, and it's yeah, it's kind of like stepping into a Rockwell painting. If you're a fan of Norman Rockwell,
yeah.
And it's just this beautiful town of 1800 with one stoplight, the Hall of Fame right on Main Street in the middle, base of a 9-mile-long lake, which is the headwaters for the Susquehanna River, and then you have the Otisaka Resort Hotel, great golf course. It's you know, it's more than just a Hall of Fame, as you say, Tommy. It's really a step back into a really cool piece of history.
Jeff, you've been there how long now as president?
8 years as president, 21 overall. So I was with the Yankees and Red Sox before that. Tommy and I worked together in New York.
That's right.
Oh, very nice.
That's where we hooked up.
Back when he wore Argyle socks.
No socks now.
No socks now. It's too warm.
South Floridian in him. Anthony Rizzo takes up. Craig, what have you got? We've just put that up on the board. Any action on it?
Already we have action from Pick. $500.
Oh, we got to go north
2
of
nights.
that.
We got $600 from a John Sulcer.
Oh,
$600.
very nice. Very creative producer, I'm told.
Yes.
I will tell you that the value of that package is $2,500.
It's a $2,500 package. Wow. Okay.
Capps walks Rizzo, and here comes Junior Lake now. A warm greeting for Junior Lake, who in his last at bat homered, and when he rounded third, glared into the Marlins dugout. And now Lake will face Carter Capps. So here is Lake, and here is Capps with Rizzo at first. Strike 1.
99 on the radar gun. Junior Lake's also one of those hitters. It doesn't hold back when he swings. He lets it fly, so you know he's going to have aggressive swings.
Jose Fernandez, one of the more vocal Marlins, and first over the rail. When the two teams were at each other, and a breaking ball, and Lake swings and misses. Counts 0-2. But as you pointed out, Tommy, Jose has to be careful. He's not on the active roster.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's not on the 25-man roster. He's on the disabled list now. So he has to be careful with his actions in the dugout.
Count 0-2.
I think he puts him away with slider, or does he touch triple digits?
Runner goes, slider just missed. And Rizzo swipes the bag. Here's a look.
The target outside, this crossed a lot of people up. It may have caught a little bit, but everybody's thinking outside. JT Realmuto plus the home plate umpire James Hoy.
1-2. They got him. Struck him out. Realmuto tags him out. Jeff Idelson, awesome that you're here tonight and that you heard we were having the auction and offered up that great package.
Happy to help out. I hope we raise a lot of money for Marlins.
Thanks, Jeff.
Good to see you guys.
President of the Hall of Fame. Miami up 7-3.
The 7th, Marlins 7-3 leaders. We'll talk about the mini board here and the Marlins minor league affiliates, which right now is at $1,000. And this is a great one for a bunch of friends to get in on. We'll get you tickets to any games you want to see in the Marlin minor league chain, but that's just a little snippet of it. How about a New Orleans Zephyrs Justin Nicolino game-used autographed jersey? Could be a future star. Marlins love this pitcher. Jose Fernandez, a game-used jersey from his days at Single A at Florida State League. We'll have a Marcell Ozuna game-used jersey. You notice we've got all the levels covered at the Single A high level. At Low A from Greensboro, Back to the Future, Tyler Kolek autographed jersey. We'll have that. He's currently pitching for them, plus an autographed bat. And we'll get you tickets to any and all of these minor league affiliate games right up the chain. New Orleans, Jacksonville, Greensboro, Jupiter. All right, and there's a look at the jersey. The Hammerheads have changed their colors to the Marlin colors, but when Fernandez was there, it was in the old Florida Marlin, if you will, teal and black. And you see the New Orleans good-looking jersey for the Zephyrs at the AAA level. So all that in our minor league package, and that's at $1,000. By the way, our Hall of Fame package just went up to $1,006. Or is that just bad handwriting?
1,000.
Okay, that was just handwriting. Okay, no. So it's harder to get the lower numbers, right? 2,000 the Cubs memorabilia, 1,500 on the batting practice, and 1,200 here on the hitting experience. And also, Rich, 3,100 now on the Ichiro package.
That's got to get up closer to 4 to 5, but I think it will. And now
it may.
We should remind everybody as Marcell Ozuna digs in.
Yeah, remind everybody, Rich, about the timeline.
Yes, we haven't gone over the rules. Swing and a miss. Ozuna after a high fastball. Counts 1-2. The Grant Thornton mini board and the Ichiro package and the Hall of Fame package are on that board. That closes last out of game. So last out of game, highest bid that's in gets it. The Ford big board closes 15 minutes after last outs. Those are the rules. We get to make our own rules up as we go, but we have made those hard and fast rules. Mini board closes at the end of the game, last out. Big board 15 minutes after last out. 2-2 pitch to Ozuna. And Ozuna swings and misses and strikes out. We go right back out to Craig Minervini.
Our little update on the big board. The Stanton painting is now at 11 grand, $11,000. Awesome from Susan. 1,800 on the reverse road trip. This is a good one. 6,600 on the trip to Wrigley. The golf has been holding a steady 2,300. That is a great package as well. How about the broadcaster experience? 2,600 All-Star game. That's this year. And the Miami Sports Bucket List at 2,300 from Gazda. Now Marlins, man, I will tell you, he's lurking. And so you want to get your bids up if you want to try and cash in here.
I think the golf experience can get up a little bit higher. Folks up at Jupiter Country Club want to welcome you. I want to welcome you. Batting practice during spring training. Got 3 other really nice courses. Ballin Isles, Broken Sound, Jonathan's Landing. You got an hour with one of the best teachers in Florida, Warren Botke, a master professional. That has to go up a little bit.
In a second, we'll talk about the reverse road trip, guys, too. That's at 1,900.
Rich, you and I on a bid on that. The reverse road trip. They just, you know, show up. We get the night, do the game.
Carter Capps, not a lot of experience with a bat in his hands, and he fouls it off. Reverse road trip. Now that means you come to Miami to see the Marlins and the Mets. 3 nights at the Intercontinental. Maybe some champagne in Miami. Diamond Club tickets for 2, pregame dinner. Then you can sit in the Cleveland or watch a game. Yeah, you can dance just like that. 2 sweet tickets. Batting practice pass. Carter Capps, ladies and gentlemen. Down the right field line, his first major league hit. And don't get picked off.
Yeah, hurry up. Get back to the bag. Nice going, Carter Capps. Get the baseball.
And that was a solid piece of hitting. They will throw the ball out of play.
You know, somewhere perhaps in the Cubs clubhouse, John Lester is saying it's not that easy.
That's right. That's just his second at bat in the big leagues. His first one was against Baltimore. So Capps gets a hit in his second at bat. Lester, as you've documented, is what, 60, 61 at bats in? And no hits?
61. 0 for 61.
Here's Real Muto. I doubt that Capps knows the signal for hit and run or bunt or anything, but he's just happy to be at first.
Just happy to be there. Just make sure he listens to Perry Hill, whatever Perry has to say.
Seven-3 Miami. Giancarlo Stanton, Jeff Baker going back-to-back with homers in the 5th. The damage has been spread all around in the Marlins lineup. Martin Prado was given a hit on that ball in the 6th inning that Gordon overslid the bag on. So he's got 2 RBI singles in the ball game. Real Muto lifts it to right, and it was Real Muto with an RBI double that started things in the 2nd as the Marlins got to John Lester, Cubs ace. Here's your box score. Lester would go 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs. Walked 1, struck out 4. And when Jackson's 2nd inning in relief, and that would be strike 3. Real Muto didn't like the call. Jackson's throwing hard, and often as you look at it, boy, that knee level, it looked like it just caught the black. That's a perfect pitch. We often see it with relievers like Jackson when they go to the bullpen and no longer are starting and trying to throw 6-7 innings. They'll pick up 2 or 3 miles an hour on their fastball.
I think we've seen it a few times. The few times that Tom Kohler has pitched out of the bullpen.
Echeverria, bouncer to short. Short way to 2nd to Russell. And the inning is over. Carter Capps' first big league hit. He's back on the mound in the 8th.
Samson. He's a senior vice president for the Marlins, and of course Mike Hill, who is the president of baseball operations. And Mike, I'll start with you. We've talked so much tonight about education, but there are so many things that you guys do to really pour into the local community. What are some of those things?
Well, Derek and I are here in our Marlins Ayudan blue shirts, and you hear so much about the blue shirts and our involvement throughout the community, but it always focuses to the children, you know, the next generation, and everything that we focus on is trying to develop the young people of our community, involve them in athletics, you know, in baseball, in the arts, in education, and tonight is just a wonderful night to help continue that support.
And Derek, Mike just hit it. It really does always come back to education and really preparing the youth, the next generation, for success. And that's something that you guys take a lot of pride in.
Absolutely. It's one of my joys. I've partnered with Nora B. Smith this year. You guys met Dr. Bryant. Reading with the first graders. Last year with Miami Edison Middle School. We've had the 5,000 Role Models program that Frederica Wilson has started. We have them here working with middle schoolers, high schoolers, getting them ready for college, thinking about different career paths. It really is one of the joys of being part of the Marlins organization. You can touch the community in so many different ways, and it's been great to really pour into that next generation who will be our future leaders.
And Mike, you guys have a very special announcement concerning scholarships and the things that you're continuing to do to pour into this community. Is that correct?
Well, Derek and I, we're both involved, very much involved with the Ayudan program, and you know, we wanted to do our share and do our part to help the cause, and so together we're funding scholarship for the youth of Miami, and it's something that is important to both of us, and something that you'll hear. We'll be back on if Rich and Tommy will have us. Yeah, we'll be back with all the details, but it's something that, you know, you put your money where your mouth is, and it's something that, you know, as I grew up as a youngster, I would have loved to have that opportunity, and so we're going to hopefully do that for someone in the community.
And we love big announcements around here, especially when it's great news and pouring back into the community. And Rich and Tommy, I'm sure that you would love to have Mike Hill on at any point.
Oh, friends of the show. Absolutely.
Friends of the show. They say anytime. You're more than welcome.
All right, we'll book it.
All right, thanks.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Jessica. Carter Capps working here against Starlin Castro in the 8th. Miami a 7-3 lead over the Cubs, a chance to win this series. And a swing and a miss. Castro, where they count now 2-2. He clipped JT Real Muto a bit with the backswing. James Hoy out to check on Real Muto, says he's fine. Chris Coughlin, David Ross scheduled for the Cubs. Capps has 3 strikeouts. That one fouled back. One of the frustrating things for the Marlins, if you look at their last 10 days, there are signs of progress. A win over Baltimore in that 3-game series. A win in New York against the Mets in that series. Marlins won 2 of 3 in both of those series. But they ran into a hot Pittsburgh team and dropped 3 in Pittsburgh. Now here, a chance to win 2 of 3 from a good Cubs team. The Cubs right now 4 over at 27 and 23. I think the moral of the story, Tommy, is stay away from sweeps and try to win series.
Well, and also we've seen the offense come alive. We saw terrific work from the bullpen last night. Dyson, Dunn, Ramos. And so far so good from the bullpen tonight, and the offense has continued.
Another home run from Giancarlo. 3-2. Capps is bringing it. Castro has quick hands, and he gets a piece of that fastball.
Of course, it all began with the start of Dan Herron. Ran into a little trouble in the 6th inning, but up until that point did what he does so well.
Three-2. Breaking ball. Echeverria. Backhand. Strong throw in time. Breaking news out in center field. Craig Minervini. Craig?
Yeah, thank you very much, Rich. You know, we've been talking and showing Joe Gormley's unbelievable painting of Giancarlo's fan. We have an anonymous bidder in here right now. Okay, Gabby, put the number up. Watch this.
Holy smokes.
Goodness.
I'm looking at Joe Gormley here, and he's breaking down. He is very emotional.
Wow.
Watching at his work last year, I told you he was hoping to get $1,000, and he has at $25,000. And I'm telling you, it's amazing to see this guy. What an amazing man, the artist. $25,000. Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Incredible.
That's our buddy, Joseph Gormley, and you're starting to see his work out there, commercially successful portrait of artists, both musicians, actors, actresses. It's amazing. It's an incredible story. He came to the United States. He is a janitor by day. His goal, middle school janitor. His goal is to raise $1 million for charities through his work, through his paintings.
He told me earlier, guys, he told me his wife got him a painting set for Christmas. I don't know what year it was, but it wasn't that many years ago. That's how he got into painting.
That's amazing. Coughlin swings and misses. 4 strikeouts for Carter Capps.
What Carter Capps is mixing both fastball and slider.
Nobody's ever done that.
Boy, that's a great scene. Look at that.
Right? And you just talked to me about that. How good you happen. See that? You did good for charity, and look what happened. That's what I do. Nobody knows. It's great. I'm very proud of you. Nobody, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, you need to take a picture. Yeah, come on, picture up there.
Oh boy. There's no way.
Capps with a fastball that misses in. 7-3, Miami on top. That's $25,000. That's 25 large. Huh?
Just tremendous.
2-0, the count to David Ross. This can't be a comfortable at bat, can it?
No,
against Carter Capps.
You know, I was just thinking for any right-hander, not even for a left-hander, but a right-hander especially.
Capps, there's a look. Joseph Gormley, and that that painting of Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton also spent about 20 minutes and added to it. And Stanton, whoever the donor is, Stanton will autograph it as well. That's right. This was Stanton. He spent about 20 minutes with Gormley. It's a replica of the Sports Illustrated cover. There's a strike. Stanton painted part of the sleeve and then part of the black.
Under the watchful eye.
That beats a growth chart, doesn't it? Full count. 2 outs. Top 8. These two teams meet again in early July in Chicago. You can actually bid on a road trip to that series. 4th of July.
Boy, what a weekend that'll be. 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
That weekend in Chicago is nuts. The Grateful Dead is playing at Soldier Field. U2 is playing at the United Center. And the Marlins and the Cubs will be there. And you can be there too. We have a hotel room for you, airfare for you.
Which you probably couldn't get right now.
Right, a hotel room. That's right. 3-2, did he go? No swing. And Ross trots down to first. And Dan Jennings has been tossed out.
Well, you heard the home plate umpire, James Hoy, say, "Are you arguing the check swing?"
Jennings right now This is his first ejection. This is Ross and the swing, or the check swing.
We say so often that's one that goes either way. Right now, DJ just getting his money's worth a little bit.
And Jennings ejected. And that's a first.
I think a managerial ejection on an auction night, yeah, that's a first.
That's a first for us and a first for him. Yeah, he was tossed. You obviously can't argue balls and strikes.
So it's an automatic in that case.
Mike Goff, Marlins bench coach, now running the show, and Goff is out to just check in, settle everybody down, and make a pitching change as well.
They have the left-hander Baxter announced.
We'll take a timeout. 7-3 Marlins. Kendall Toyota called to the bullpen. See the number 14 on the sleeve. T-Mobile game changer. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, passed away in January of this year. National Baseball Hall of Fame, 14-time All-Star, 2-time National League MVP. See the career numbers, and he lived and worked and played in an era where the pitcher was dominant. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Jeff Idelson added a late experience. Craig, what is the Hall of Fame experience up to?
Thank you, Rich. Marlins man is getting back into the picture here. $2,700. I think he said it was worth a minimum of $2,500, and really prices because they don't give these tours. The Underground Archive Tour plus the regular tour, hotel 2 nights at this beautiful resort, the Oceaga in Cooperstown. So that's up to $2,700, $3,500 on the Ichiro package as well, guys.
All right, thank you. Mike Baxter didn't waste any time. First pitch from Mike Dunn. He rolls it into right field for a base hit. D. Gordon, a head first slide after it. Marlins' next game is Friday, and remember that's in Colorado. We'll take our little blue car and bring you the Chevron starters. Eddie Butler going for the Rockies, Tom Kohler for Miami.
Both Cubs pinch hitters, Matt Caesar and Baxter there, jumped on first pitches and singled.
Now Russell catches a corner for a strike. Mike Dunn's numbers. Dunn, who's had a nice run as a Marlin. Obviously, would like to shave some runs off that ERA.
Came in the ball game last night and was able to get a couple of outs.
It's a soft fly ball. Trouble. Yelich in there. Nice play, Yelich. Good break. Good closing speed. And Miami hangs on to that 4-run lead. Every Friday is a Marlins Flashback Friday, brought to you by Dodge. This Friday, post the best vintage Marlins photo of yourself and use the hashtag Flashback Marlins. We'll select the best photo and feature it in the post-game show. In Miami tonight, Cubs go to their bullpen for the 3rd time, and James Russell's had a real nice year and a real nice run out of the Cubs bullpen.
Yeah, we saw the left-hander Travis Wood earlier, and the veteran Edwin Jackson, now James Russell.
Christian Yelich flips that one foul. Second at bat for Yelich, and both times it's been against a lefty. Travis Wood back in the 6th inning. He came in the double switch and took Ichiro's spot in left and is hitting 9th in the order. Speaking of Ichiro, 6 outs away from the mini board closing, and the Ichiro package of an autographed Ichiro bat and the jersey that he's wearing tonight, he will autograph that as well. Yelich rolls it up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Russell tried a sliding backhand stop, but with Yelich's speed, that's a hit all the way. Let's get an update on all things out in center field. The Grant Thornton mini board. Craig?
Yeah, the Grant Thornton mini board, $3,000, the Hall of Fame behind the scenes add-on that we told you about. I want to tell you about the pitching experience at $1,100. Marlins man in on that 30-minute pitching lesson with A.J. Ramos and Reed Cornelius among the items there, including 4 passes to watch batting practice at a Marlins game and 4 clubhouse tickets to a game this season. And right now it's at $1,100. Pitching experience, the hitting experience with a hitting coach from the Marlins at $1,200, and the Ichiro package, autographed bat, jersey from tonight's game at $3,600.
Chris Coughlin going back and makes the catch. Hey Craig, if you can tell people at home who are bidding over the phone what happens at the end when a board closes, because you've got people that are actually out there in the crowd that are bidding as well, right?
Yeah, you want to get it in because this board will close on the last out of the game. That's it. And nobody after that. You'll get about a 15-minute window, give or take, on the big board. But this one's closed with the last out, and with the Marlins winning, that last out means most likely top of the 9th inning, get 3 outs, and that's it. So remember one year we had a rain delay right late in the game. I think we had 3 or 4 extra innings in on our bidding, but we'll see what happens. Marlins up by 4 now. So this is closed with the last out of tonight's ball game.
That was actually a Matt Lindstrom blown
Yes,
save.
Yeah, that was at the other stadium.
They have a big lead too.
Yeah, it helped raise an extra $15,000-$20,000 actually.
We were later to thank Matt.
Russell to the plate, and Prado takes a strike. Yelich at first. D. Gordon a deep fly ball out. You've got Prado and Stanton coming up with at bats against the lefty James Russell. One just missed outside. The other thing, the package that you and I looked at on that mini board was the minor league package with there's a Christian Yelich jersey from his minor league days, a lot of memorabilia from current major leaguers when they were minor leaguers throughout the Marlins system, from autographed jerseys to bats, some giveaway items, all very cool. And it's good to see Cub fans bidding on that Cubs memorabilia stuff. Up the middle, Russell flips, Castro turns, and the Cubs get a double play. Russell, an uneventful 8th to the 9th. Marlins try to finish it 7-3. The Honda dealers by Kubota. For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to FloridaKubotaDealers.com. And by Florida Coast Equipment, Florida's largest Kubota dealer. Visit us at FloridaCoastEQ.com. 7-3 Miami. As we arrive in the top of the 9th, so does the AT&T U-verse. Rewind. Oh, hot. This was fantasy auction disaster. Windstorm about 3 hours before showtime. Look at the tent. Oh, the humanity.
I remember that.
Look at this. We lost a camera in center field. Emmanuel Munoz trying to hold the tent. There's our camera. That's $100,000, $200,000 right there. But you know what? We were able to move it inside with the help of then director Nancy Olson, and we can't get through the auction without mentioning Nancy Olson. She was one of the folks that really was part of the start of this event. It's a little nicer in this ballpark, a little nicer out there.
Rich, what a great job all of our crew does.
Look at Craig working hard. He's look at. Oh, there you go.
That camera there.
That's right.
That's all right. You get a moment's rest, Chris.
Yeah, I was watching that video. Just watching Bobby Dorfman is precious.
What's up on the little board?
3,600 on Ichiro, 2,500 Cubs memorabilia. Are we up to 3,000 on the Hall of Fame? Well, how about that? Great job, Jeff Idelson. 3,000 the Hall of Fame behind the scenes from Maureen over on the big board. We mentioned, of course, 25,000 on the stand-in painting. How about this road trip with the Marlins? $7,200 to Wrigley Field, guys. That's awesome.
All right, just a reminder to everybody, the little board closes on the last out of the game, and the Marlins are 3 outs away from winning this ball game. So if you want the Ichiro package, don't sit back and wait, because it'll go quickly, and as soon as the game's over, that item is gone. So if you've got a bid, get it in now. There are people here out there in center field who are also probably waiting for the next out or two to put their last bid in. So get your last bid, your best bid, and get it on there right now. The Ford girls are working hard.
And Sam Dyson would like to get those 3 quick outs.
Dexter Fowler calls timeout and steps out. It's the top of the order for the Cubs. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo. Dyson misses outside, counts 2-2. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Cubs. Miami has pounded out 14 hits and has 7 runs. And a sliding catch there by D. Gordon.
I think one of the, well, not one, many of the impressive things defensively, D. Gordon we've seen go to his right and make plays. And you know, we've seen him go the other way.
And you know, we had that stat at the top of the broadcast, and it's worth mentioning right now.
You had a good stat on D.
Of all Major League second basemen, D. Gordon is the leader in defensive runs saved. Everybody focuses on his league-leading batting average and his stolen bases. But D. Gordon right now leads all of baseball in defensive runs saved at second base. Into center field. That's a base hit. Adeiny Echeverria, by the way, is 5th among all Major League shortstops. So that combination up the middle, not only with the gloves, but having phenomenal years with the bats.
And by the way, D. Gordon with another 2 hits tonight has 81. Another multi-hit game. Everybody in the Marlins lineup, including Christian Yelich, who came in a double switch, everyone has at least 1 base hit.
Thanks to Ben Jedlovic of Baseball Info Solutions and Mark Simon as well, researching that number. Now the little board could end here in 1 swing. A double play ball could close that board. So get your bid in now. Anthony Rizzo is up. Rizzo takes a fastball for a strike from Dyson. It's 0-1. Rizzo a double in every game of this series, and also a nice donation to the Cubs memorabilia package out there with the signed jersey. We hope. In the air, Yelich is there, and he makes the catch. The Cubs memorabilia package has a John Lester signed jersey, a Anthony Rizzo signed jersey, and you know what? Let's throw an Addison Russell signed baseball in there. So an Addison Russell ball, and you've got Tommy Bahama camp shirts and Tommy Bahama sweatshirts. And just for good measure, how about another Junior Lake at bat tonight? Junior Lake hit the 2-run homer and really stirred it up with a slow home run trot and then a gesture into the Marlins dugout as he came around third. Benches emptied. No one was ejected. Lake struck out his next time up. And here he is facing Dyson with 2 outs. Fastball from Dyson is in.
I thought the umpire did a pretty good job in handling that whole situation.
And you know what? You've got to give some of the coaches in there as well. The 2 coaches that I saw were on the front lines. Chuck Hernandez and Davey Martinez of the Cubs. By the way, Dan Jennings has been ejected from this ball game. And Mike Goff, the bench coach, is running it right now. There's Davey. Lake with a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
I told you he doesn't let up on his swings. He swings like that all the time.
Bouncer to third. Ball game. This game is over, and the Marlins take the series. They take 2 of 3 for the Cubs, and the Grant Thornton mini board is closing down.